24 diamond ore there. He also has a bunch of... He is loaded. What on earth? Maybe I'm being a little bit childish, but I refuse. I refuse to have less diamonds than him. So we're going to have to do a serious mining session here. A serious mining session. I'm going to have to get at least 2 stacks. I mean, a minimum of 2 stacks of diamonds. So this is just a very short montage of all of the diamonds that I managed to get during my mining session. And when I say it's very short, I mean it's very short because there's nothing I can do. You see what I've done is...
5.
Done
4,
that. Oh,
3, 2,
that's not good.
1. Let's do
It's
this.
really not good. I mined a block. I was stood on gravel, and the gravel updated, fell into the lava, and then I tried to place a water bucket to get myself out of the lava, and I put obsidian above myself.
With surety of purpose.
Not good. But thankfully, the Hermitcraft server is an amazing place filled with amazing people, especially Corrales, who has allowed me to have a Fortune 3 Efficiency 4 pickaxe. That is, honestly, that's so kind of him, because obviously it's still early days, you know, we're still getting ourselves together. Nobody has crazy amounts of resources just yet. And for him to allow me to have this, that is so sweet of him. So thank you. Honestly, thank you so much. And making use of that pickaxe, it's still, I mean, I'm still competitive. I still want to get more diamonds in this scout. And despite the fact that I've just lost everything, literally all of my stuff, I am committed to this goal. So I went back out. I continued mining some diamonds. And I have to say, it was a lot more successful than I was thinking, to be honest with you. This has been a very good mining session. I think I was out for around about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, and I have gone from having 8 diamonds in this chest to having nearly 2 stacks. And I also have a whole bunch of other resources as well, and tons upon tons of redstone. So this has been fantastic. Not 100% certain if I'm beating a scout just yet, but we're definitely on the right track. Wait a second, I've just come out in front of my house. This jungle ain't big enough for 2 hobbit holes. There can only be 1. He has turned my hobbit hole into a green. I didn't even notice it when I was inside. Though that black glass is incredibly subtle. Well, that's hilarious, but may I remind you, okay, Mr. Green, that you are currently only half Hobbit, whereas I am full Bumbo Baggins. I think we'll get him back a little bit later on. For now, iron farms. Iron farms in Minecraft 1.14 and onwards are a lot simpler than they used to be, in that you can actually get some really good rates with some fairly... I mean, look at this. This isn't a particularly complicated design. And on the topic of the design itself, it's by Nembon. I'll put a link to it down in the description. As always, if I've forgotten, literally punch me in the face. But the reason I want an iron farm in the early days of the Hermitcraft season is because it opens up all sorts of opportunities for various different buildings. So I can now use iron blocks for decoration. I can use iron blocks for beacon pyramids. That means that I can suddenly get insta-mine using efficiency 5 and haste 2. And most importantly, hoppers, pistons, they all require tons upon tons of iron. So if I have a decent supply, then we're not going to be limited at all when it comes to building big redstone contraptions. Basically, iron farms are great, okay? I mean, what more do you need to know? Now, I was thinking I would build this somewhere near-ish a village, simply because it allows me to easily transport the villagers from the village to the iron farm. I don't have to worry too much about creating massive minecart rails or anything like that. This seems like a pretty good candidate, and I would say that this plains area over here seems like it could be a really good spot for building. Yeah, look at that. This is like an opening. It's like an opening for where we can actually construct some fairly large scale stuff. Maybe this will develop over time. I can build another industrial district coming on. So I guess before we build an iron farm, we actually need to build up a villager breeder so that we can get enough villagers to put into our iron farm. And to do one of those shouldn't actually be that complicated. If I remember how to build them correctly, we're going to need a bunch of glass and also some dirt to make the farm and some other bits and bobs. The big one is beds, so I'm just out gathering up some wool from all of the sheep. I've been seeing these things popping up. I really need to get myself sorted out with some form of honey farm. All of that in due time, I think. Right, this is all the stuff that I need. Now it's time to head back over to the village and start constructing this thing. And I've got to say, because I've built a few of these in my time, it's going well. Things are coming together quite nicely. So here is the base. So this area here is going to be the farm, literally the farm. It's going to have carrots, it's going to have a potato, potentially just carrots. I think it has to be a single crop.
Awesome
So
work.
all of
You
this is
earned
just
that
going to be
talent.
carrots, and then our 2 kind of breeding villages are going to be going right here, and then all of the baby villages are going to be dropping through to the bottom. Now this design was actually created by Impulse SV, who's actually a member of the Hermitcraft server, if you weren't aware. It's a brilliant design, I use it all the time. And now it's all finished, it's all been filled up, it's ready to accept some villagers. I don't know how I'm going to get enough carrots to actually fill this thing in. That's the only slight problem. I might have to ask Newskull for some bones. Which, for those of you who haven't seen the previous episode of Hermitcraft, is a tiny bit embarrassing, given the fact that he came to my base the other day asking if I wanted to buy multiple stacks of bones, and I kind of shut him down a tiny bit. Anyway, they have been incredibly helpful because now we have a lovely field of crops. The villager will fill in this final bit, but you kind of have to place in all of the crops ready for them because otherwise it will take them ages to start sussing things out. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure how these things function. Anyway, now it is time to actually start gathering the villagers, which is a royal pain in the backside. Always. It never goes smoothly for me. At least 4 of them always die. Villager number 1, and this guy's the most important, is in place, and he is safe, I think. Yes. Fantastic. Okay, so he's there. The farmer is in and ready to start rocking and rolling. Okay, now time to get the 2 breeders. And you have no idea how depressing this is, but I'm having to go back to a stone shovel. my shovel has given up on me, so I'm back to stone tools. With that being said, progress is coming along well. We've got our first villager in the breeding section, so now we just have 1 more, and so far, we haven't had any casualties. I did punch that one with an axe though. So that's like a minor injury. Now we just have to hope that this guy right here doesn't for some reason walk off the edge. I'm going to be keeping a keen eye on him until the sun goes down. Hopefully when the sun goes down, he'll then hop into a bed. And then when he gets out of the bed, he'll be in the center. Although I'm not 100% certain if that's the case either. And does the sun always move this slow? It feels like the sun doesn't move this slow normally. What felt like a lifetime later, the sun is still in the same place. What felt like even more of a lifetime later, our guy is in bed. Okay, so he's doing that correctly. Now we just have to wait for someone to sleep. As soon as somebody sleeps, and he's going to pop out of the bed, hopefully be there. Alright, now we have to wait again. Nice! Okay, fantastic. He went into position correctly. Villager breeder is now all done and dusted, completed, finitured, all good. Awesome! Alright, now I guess we can start work on the iron farm. Except, well, this small detail came up. I am currently at panic stations. Because I died earlier on in the video, it kind of frazzled my brain a little bit, and it made me change things around. Totally forgot about the hermit challenges thing. I need to get a parrot. I've forgotten to get a parrot. I haven't completed my challenge. But we now have to make our way to the desert base. As you can see, I'm being totally natural. I don't think Iskal's detected any oddness from me in the slightest. Oh goodness. Here's hoping I can find a parrot on the way there. I'm not feeling good about this.
Well, the time is up, Bubble.
Our player
For
rejoined.
challenges,
Let's get
yay!
Yeah, you're getting there. You're like, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Yeah, time's up.
Where's your parrot?
Yeah, no, he's over by the jungle temple and things like that. Well, I'll show you him in a little bit. But where's your hole, dude? Like we're here. There's no evidence of any form of hole. I feel like you haven't actually done this, and that's a tiny bit embarrassing, dude.
Follow me. It's not gonna be embarrassing.
Okay. Well, this is pathetic already. This is not 10,000 blocks, dude.
This is not 10,000 blocks, and it is pathetic. I agree. I hate it.
Okay,
I hate the ladder.
we're on the same page. This is a bit of a flex, okay? A tiny bit of a flex.
I shall return.
Yep.
You deserve it. But here's what I want to show you. Just stand here and look at this thing. No, don't stand in it.
Okay.
Just stand here and look at it.
Yep.
You may have to wait a little bit, but just wait.
No, it's fine. I mean, I do have all day. I'm a busy man. We've got hobbity things to do, quests to run, more doors to Mordor, and rings to return. And we were stood there for quite some time. Quite some time. I don't know what you're trying to show me here, dude. Because like you were tasked to build a 10,000. You were meant to mine 10,000 blocks, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, 10,000 blocks.
That's a maximum of 4 blocks, dude. I don't care that it's surrounded by slime blocks and things like that. This is like 4 blocks. And this looks like it's kind of one of those rooms in an abandoned mine shaft that's already mined out. It's very pretty, but I'm not seeing any evidence of mining blocks here, man. Then finally, very anticlimactically. Oh, whoa.
Yeah, did you see it? Did you catch it?
I did catch it.
Look at this.
It caught me
Come
off
down
guard.
here.
All right,
Come
okay,
down
so
here.
there were slime balls that came through. Okay,
Uh-huh.
that's not bad. How?
Yep, I'm gonna show you the 10,000 blocks.
So those slime balls, are they for sale or are you just keeping them? Can I tempt you with more bamboo? 12 bamboo, 24 bamboo, 46 bamboo, 52 bamboo, 64 bamboo, 128 bamboo.
128 I'll take. I've actually dug out something around 11,500 blocks.
You overachiever, you. Look at this. Oh look, there's a slime actually coming our way. This is.
And mind you, I've done that without a beacon.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's taken all day. It's taken all day.
I'm not surprised, dude. This is impressive. So you could have done a little bit of a better job on the decoration. This place is it could be nicer, but that wasn't strictly in the challenge.
I've
so
actually
that's fine.
decorated it. Everything is stone. There's no granite and no iron.
Well, there was some andesite down at the bottom, but I won't mention it.
Andesite is fine.
Okay, well, we can agree to disagree on that one. We've got some diorite. I mean, look, okay, I know that wasn't part of the challenge. I know that wasn't part of the challenge, and that's fine. It's fine that you didn't do it, but maybe next time, you know, this is Hermit Challenges. It's quite a big deal that we really
dug
nailed this.
11,500 blocks. You gave me a challenge when I was in an iron pickaxe. I had to also go mine diamonds so that I could flex for you.
Yep.
So that I could flex for you. Things like this.
You haven't. You've been holding that up, and then you go tools akimbo. All right. Okay. Well.
Show me your parrot then, and we can end this stupid hermit challenges.
It's only just begun, my friend. It's only just begun. Now, I think a lot of you are going to be very impressed with my professionalism here. It's a bit bigger than yours as well. In fact, my parrot is actually bigger than yours, which is pretty impressive, and it lays eggs. So
This is a chicken!
So I've got a double-sized parrot.
Mumbo, this is a chicken. It's not a double-sized parrot. You have renamed. You've literally renamed, and you've even tied him up.
yeah.
You've renamed a chicken.
I wouldn't want a parrot this size getting away.
Why haven't
This is a
you
prize-winning parrot, mate. Look at your pathetic parrot compared to my parrot, mate.
Can your parrot sit on your shoulder? No, it can't. You
He's
know
a
why?
strong,
Because
independent
it's not a parrot.
parrot.
It's a chicken.
Okay, he's a strong, independent parrot. He don't need no man. Okay, and he don't need to sit on no one's shoulder. He does what he wants.
It's a chicken. It's not a fat parrot. It's a chicken. You have failed. Mumbo, Jumbo.
No, I have not.
Mustache.
I've not
Madman.
failed. Look.
You have failed hermit challenges. You have renamed a chicken.
I've not renamed a chicken. It's a parrot. It's clearly a parrot. It is clearly a parrot, and it's far bigger than your parrot. And you know what? Why don't you do it?
This is. You have got yourself a chicken. All right, that's a chicken.
Well, I'm glad that's resolved.
What do you mean?
I'm glad
You
it's all.
failed. I won.
No. I'm glad that's all resolved. You hit the bell. You've said that I'd complete the challenge. You've agreed that the challenge has been completed. I hit the bell saying, "Congratulations, Iscal. You mined 10,000 blocks. Brilliant." And you
I
hit the bell going,
saying,
"Congratulations."
That's a chicken. That's not a parrot.
No. See that when you complete the challenges, the hermits meet back up at this temple. They ring the bell to say, "Nice. I accept that you've completed the challenge."
I want us to have a serious look at that mustache this season because there's something different with you.
Dude,
You're so annoying. You're so annoying.
I
can't believe this.
Rules are rules, dude. You rang the bell.
12 hours.
You confirmed that I've
12
completed the
hours
challenge.
of digging
I've got a parrot.
blocks.
It's twice the size of
12
your
hours of
parrot.
mining.
Twice the size of your
10,000
parrot.
blocks.
At
And
least.
you've got a chicken with a name tag.
And it lays eggs.
Impressive they got a name tag, but still, it's not a
It was your
parrot.
name tag. Oh no, it wasn't. It
Don't get
wasn't your name
discouraged.
tag. No, it was.
Was it my name tag?
No, and it's definitely a parrot. I genuinely think that Iskall might have aged to 30 years by the end of this Hermitcraft season. It's so fun stressing them out. Anyway, we are now back over by the villagers. I'm just building up a little bit of lightning protection, and I thought before I actually build up the iron farm, it's probably wise if I actually just get some villagers in place. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just dig myself a hole, and I'm going to AFK overnight, and hopefully when I return to the server, these guys will be overflowing from that zone there. Let's see what happens. I've got my fingers and toes and arms and legs and ears crossed. Well, it looks like we have a bunch of villagers in there. In fact, so many that they've started to overflow. That was perfect timing. He was not there a second ago. That's hilarious. And one added bonus of this is actually potatoes. So we've solved our food problem because this guy up at the top here is he's farming potatoes. He's doing his thing. He's throwing it down to the villagers. They're breeding up. But if they don't catch them, they fall down into this hopper. Look how many we've managed to get with one night of AFKing. Impulse SV, this is the best farm ever. Seriously, this is the best farm ever. Although that could potentially change very soon as we are about to build an iron farm, and iron farms are great. And I reckon this iron farm should be built somewhere around about here. I really want to try and keep it in line with this villager breeder so that in the future, if we do actually decide to develop this zone in any way, it's kind of started from a good spot.
Stay sharp.
I'm going to try my best. Now, one thing that this build does require is a boatload of sand to turn into glass. And once again, I'm going to complain about my lack of efficiency on a shovel. I can't wait to have full enchanted tools. I mean, I can't wait to have diamond armor again. I'm missing that. I'm a total embarrassment to the Hermitcraft server right now. Right, this should be all of the stuff that I need to do this build. I've got a bunch of slabs. I've got all the powered rails. I've got a ton of glass. We've got all of the jungle fence gates. They don't necessarily need to be jungle. They just need to be fence gates. I think this is it. I can already tell I'm definitely going to forget something and then have to make the 1,000 block trip back. Right, here is the actual outline of how big the iron farm is going to be. So far, it is fully centered on our villager breeder, so that's all good. But this is how big the structure is actually going to be. This is where the villagers are going to be going. In those corners, the iron golems are going to drop out here. And then in the center, this is where our zombie is going to be spinning around in that mine. Right, next part of the framework has been added in. These things are in place to slow down the zombie, so he will gradually make his way around in water there, giving the villagers time to panic so that they can actually generate an iron golem. And it's a 45-second, I think, cycle for the zombie to go around, which is just enough time for the panic setting of the villagers to reset and then them get re-panicked and spawn another iron golem by the time the zombie comes back. I am definitely butchering all of this info, so please watch Nembomb's video. Cool, this thing's now all fully constructed, and this is what I mean. In Minecraft 1.14 and above, I mean, iron farms used to be, if you wanted to make a really, really efficient one that produced a decent quantity of iron, man, they would be the most enormous project. There would be hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of doors. There'd be loads of redstone, auto rebuilding, stacking of villages next to one another. It was a bit nuts. Nowadays, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier. So all we have to do is just chuck a zombie in there, get 12 villagers in, 3 in each one of these chambers, and we're done. Cool. Let's head back over to the base, which still looks like Grian's face. Still looks like Grian's face. I mean, I feel like we should get him back. As I've discussed throughout this episode, I am the only 100% Hobbit on this server right now, full Bumbo Baggins. And I feel like we need to hit him back. And I think I have an idea for something that we can do. It's as cheesy as all cheese, okay? It is the cheesiest of jokes. But you know what? I think we can get him. I feel like we can get him here. Now, although he may not be 100% Hobbit like I am, his Hobbit hole is rather lovely. This is quite a nice place to be. I like the idea of the trapdoors on the edges of the holes here. In fact, I actually might need to not steal that. That's not the right term, but I might have to take inspiration from that because that's a nice way of doing things. But anyway, I think, where should I construct this thing? It's kind of a difficult one to work out where to construct. Oh, and just to warn you, things are going to get very noisy very quickly here. I think we can all see where this is going. Alright, I think we can all see where this is going. I'm hoping it looks Such a silly idea. Okay, I might start getting some stairs in place a little bit. I mean, it's meant to be ugly. Okay, I don't want it to be horrendously... No, it's meant to be ugly. It's going to be horrendously ugly. No, I couldn't face it. I couldn't face building something that disgusting. So I'm gradually trying to work my way towards something that isn't terrible. It doesn't look like an 11-year-old's built it. Okay, it's still ugly, but it's slightly better. Anyway, this is the Mordor. It's filled with Mordor. It's going to make a bunch of noise. Here goes. So, observer facing in that direction. And then observer facing in that direction. Okay, the first 3 are going, and already I want to die. Goodness me. We've got 2 rows. That looks so hilarious.
MVP.
That looks so ridiculous. It's better than I ever thought, and I'm so happy that we decided to invest at least a tiny bit of time into actually making it look sort of decent. I mean, my Eye of Sauron? I can't remember. I think it's Eye of Sauron. Could probably do with some work, but that's the best I could do with the resources that I had. Man, okay, let's put some signs in. If you're such a hobbit, then you'll love this Mordor. I think that's all I need to say, to be honest with you. I think that's it. Perfect. I would say we have absolutely nailed this. So stupid. Hermitcraft Season 7 has gotten off to a fairly silly start, hasn't it? Very, very silly indeed. I mean, Hermit Challenges has been a bit ridiculous. This Hobbit stuff is a bit daft. All of it's daft. It's fantastically daft. I hope you're enjoying the daftness, and I'll catch you in the next episode. See ya. I think this might have been my favourite start to a Hermitcraft season ever. I'm having so much fun. Seriously, I am doing nothing but thinking about things to do on the Hermitcraft server and having fun with concepts and ideas of what to do on the Hermitcraft server. It's so cool. I feel like I'm striking a really nice balance right now of just goofing around while also actually making decent progress. This feels good. You all laughed at me. You all laughed at me. You all laughed at me when I built up my Kaguma Vault saying that, well, Grian's just going to find the items, he's going to break through into it. Well, just take a look at this. This is a clip from Grian's latest episode of Hermitcraft.
K-G-O-O-M-R. I don't know what that means.
It works. It actually works, which is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Now, I'm not currently keeping too much in there, but at some point during this episode, I'm hoping that this chest should begin to fill up with iron. You see, in the previous episode of Hermitcraft, we built up this thing right here. This is a villager breeder, and as you can see, it really is chuffing out villagers. It's doing incredibly well, so that's absolutely fantastic. And then we also built up this, which is the framework of an iron farm. So we've got kind of all of the infrastructure in place for the most part. We just need to start filling in all of the villagers, build up the villager cells, capture a zombie that we can then have running around in the minecart, do all of the killing stations, do all of the storage systems, and everything like that. Which, when you say it like that, actually sounds like quite a lot, doesn't it? Also, it is so embarrassing still being in iron armor. I feel like maybe I should invest some of my diamonds in going full diamond armor, because I can't be walking around like this. Did I put this villager in a boat? Did somebody else put this villager in a boat? Or did this villager put this villager in a boat? I fear that may forever be a mystery. Anyway, first things first, we need to gather up a bunch of wool so that we can make all of the beds for our villagers to sleep in. And after making a little bit more progress on the build, I'm now back in my base gathering up even more resources so that I can actually build up the final parts of this structure. We're kind of on the home straight. So these little pods right here are the little things that the villagers are going to be sleeping in. And this is also where their workstations are, because as I explained in the previous episode, the villagers need to be able to sleep, they need to be able to go to work, and then the zombie is going to panic them, which will cause them to spawn an iron golem that will then drop through that hole. We're going to kill the iron golem and gather up all of the iron. So that's essentially how this farm functions. And once again, this design is by Nembomb. There will be a link down in the description. And with all of those in place, now it's time to start building up our killing chambers for the iron golems, which I don't think need to be that complicated. With that being said, I do just want to test something. So I've stopped an iron golem here, and I want to see if these villagers will now produce another iron golem if there's one that close. Alright, so the zombie has come by. These are panicked, but no iron golem. Okay, so it looks like we are going to have to drop this thing a little bit deeper. Goodness me, it needs to be even lower than this. Alright, of course it's not too much of a problem. All I have to do is mine out some shafts that go down into the floor And as you can see, I've also got some signs on the walls so that I can have some lava blades too, because iron golems, I don't think actually take any fall damage. So we have to kill them using lava, which is down there. And then we're going to have an item transportation system, which is going to move all of the items up into a storage system. And it was at this point that I received a message from Exumavoid to meet him at the Hermit Challenges area. Am I going to be challenged at my own place?
Oh, hello there, Mumbo.
That looks incredibly elegant, and I'm very, very jealous of the fact that you already seem to be rocking on Elytra. It suits your skin quite massively as well. The wings and everything like that. It's like the perfect combination.
Speaking of my skin, what am I, Mumbo? What am I?
Well, I would have thought a bee. I mean, if you have a bee head. I don't know if this is a trick question. I feel like this could be a trick question.
It's not a trick question. I am a bee.
Okay, good.
What do bees produce?
They produce honey. I assume.
Let's have a look in here. What do I see?
I'm a bit insulted by the fact that you also seem to have shulker boxes as well. Okay, so you have. That is quite a ridiculous quantity of honey blocks.
We should strike up a deal.
Okay. I'm interested in deals. Now, I will warn you that the last time somebody came to me with a deal, which was Iskal, he did leave with only 12 bamboo. So I'm.
Oh.
It wasn't a great deal on his part.
I can think of one thing I'm in need of right now, and that is iron.
Right. Okay. That's handy. That's very handy because I'm in the middle of building an iron farm right now. Hopefully, it's going to be operational by the end of the day. So, what you thinking? You thinking we're going to have like a? How would you like to structure this deal? Would it be 1 for 1, 1 honey block for 1 iron ingot, or I mean, you know. What are you thinking?
I was hoping you would have said iron block. It's too pricey, isn't it?
It does.
Look, I know this. I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, probably 4. No, I'll go. I'm going to keep three of these stacks for myself, right?
Okay.
So there's a clean 4 stacks there. Whatever you think that's worth in iron.
Yeah.
I'm happy with you taking that and then giving me the iron at a later date.
Okay, so it's kind of like a honey block loan. All right. Okay. All right.
Honey block loan. I'm the bee mafia.
That is very much appreciated. Expect to see your iron delivered in the form of like a walking spider machine type thing, gradually moving over the landscape. Sweet. Okay, that was successful. We now have honey blocks. That was unexpected. Genuinely thought Exuma was going to challenge me to something ridiculous and then force me to do it because I did some form of obscure initiation ritual. That tends to be what happens over in that area there. Anyway, now I'm currently in my base actually smelting up iron so that I can finish my iron farm. I ran out of the iron required to build the farm that produces the thing that I've run out. Yeah, it gets confusing. But thankfully, we've now got there. So I have item collection systems underneath the lava blade here. So that means that all of the iron is going to be going into the great place. I've got all the I've got everything. I've got everything ready to go. So now we just have to start moving the villagers. And because there's 15 of them, that will get very repetitive. I thought it would be best in the form of a time lapse. And boy, oh boy, am I happy that I did it in the form of a time lapse, because that might have just been the most frustrating 2 hours of my entire life. Villagers, don't bother, don't do it, okay? There is simply nothing more frustrating than a villager who doesn't want to do what you want the villager to do. It's just, it hurts. It actually hurts my soul. I would break the boat, and the villager would just go, cool, thanks for releasing me, see ya, and go straight into the water and then drop straight through the chute that the iron golem's meant to go through and go through the lava and die. And what in their pathfinding algorithm is making that happen? What is doing it? Seriously. It's like they're programmed to be annoying. Seriously. I don't know what to say. Anyway, 16 of them fully moved and put into place, now ready and waiting for fear. I'm going to scare them for the rest of their life, and they deserve it. I've realised now that does sound quite cruel, but it is the truth. I'm going to be scaring them for the rest of their life with a zombie. That's quite bad. Okay, here's the good news. I've got myself a zombie. Bad news, I did die, and I think he's stolen my sword, and there's another zombie there. I could be about to die again, okay? But we do have a zombie. We can't kill him. I don't think he's taken anything precious. Wait a minute, where is my pickaxe? Is this a problem? Do I have to be concerned here? My zombie's gonna be fine because he's wearing a helmet, but I do definitely need to get away from him. And now he's being followed by a creeper. I need to lure in this zombie whilst maintaining a healthy distance from this creeper, otherwise the creeper will explode, killing my zombie. This is an issue. This is a genuine problem. Okay, I've managed to take care of the creeper with an axe, so that's all good. That's all good. Okay, we just need to lure this dude over onto this minecart rail right here. Come on, fella. Come on. And he's not going to despawn because that's my stuff. Come on, dude. Yes! We did it! Oh my goodness. Oh, that was stressful. That was incredibly stressful. We have iron golems! We have iron coming now! That right then, it started straight away. Oh. That is awesome. That is seriously awesome. So there we go. We've got ourselves an iron farm. So that was incredibly stressful. Oh, that was really, really difficult. We didn't seem to get an iron golem from that one. We'll see what happens there. I think there is a chance that sometimes they don't produce iron golems. Maybe. We didn't seem to get one then. But we did get one then. Okay, well, we'll have to look into that. We'll have to see if that is like a recurring thing, to be honest with you. But regardless of what happens, okay, we are getting iron golems out of this thing. We are getting iron golems, and this is amazing news. I mean, look, already, it's only been running for around about 2 minutes at the maximum. We have around about a stack of iron from just the 2 modules that are working. That would be 2 stacks if both sides were currently working. Oh dear. Okay, I thought this could happen. So the iron golem has spawned on the floor. Right. How far down do we need to clear out to stop that from happening? Is it going to be really far? Is that something that I just totally haven't thought of? Thankfully, it looks like it's only 6 blocks downwards that we have to worry about, so that doesn't mean that we're going to be doing any massive excavations. I got worried that I was going to have to create some form of perimeter there. Yeah, this should hopefully do the trick. So we've got a fully cleared out space now. Nothing should spawn on the floor. The only thing that I did see earlier is I saw a cat on the floor, and I think they can count towards the cap of iron golems. I don't really understand how that works, so we'll have to watch out for those. Now, a lot of time has been skipped in between these 2 cuts. In fact, I would say it's been about 2 to 3 hours. Now, the good news is that we do have around about 8 stacks of iron just produced by some of the modules, but the issue is that only some of the modules seem to work at any given time, and I don't know why this is. I can't understand it. I can't seem to solve it. My little brain is just a little bit overloaded with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it for the time being. We're going to do some other bits, and then we're going to come back to it. Sometimes that is the best course of action, because otherwise you go insane.
Bumbo, hello there! Or shall I say, Bumbo Big Baggins? Or how do you pronounce it again?
Bumbo Big Baggins is a new one. That's so funny. I mean, sure.
No, what is it?
It's Bumbo Baggins, dude. I mean, like, I'm feeling a little bit personally attacked. I know my diet's gone a little bit off the rails over the past year, but dude, Bumbo Big Baggins, I can't believe you come out with that.
I've only heard it once and I wasn't sure.
Well, anyway, it's nice to see you too, dude. And
How
I must
do you
admit,
get in here?
Yeah, it's down
there's
here.
a door.
It's down here. Yeah, you're good. You're good. I mean, you're looking different from the last time that I saw you as well. This is
A wizard.
Are those your underpants there?
Yeah, I didn't get pants with the costume.
So you're just gonna, leaving it open, chilling out.
Yeah, it's fine. Once I get proper armor all set up, it'll all come together. Hey, how come your pumpkins are in prison?
Yeah, no, I need to. These are special types of pumpkins. I need to really keep them secured in. But yeah, no, these are my farms. But I do have something that might interest you. Okay, it's right here. It's nicknamed the Kaguma. Keep Grian out of my resources. You know, you're a neighbor of Grian, right? Okay, how long have you been his neighbor? It's been.
Feels like a year.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm familiar with that.
I call him the jungler. I call him the jungler because he's always trolling. He's throwing zombies at me. He's eating my wheat. He's poking around in my chest. I appreciate him. We love him and all.
Yep.
But he is a bit of a rapscallion.
Yeah, and it's the poking around. I can't really help you at this point in time. I can't really help you with the other things, but it's the poking around in the chest that I definitely think I can do something about. So I've constructed one of these, and I was wondering if you would be interested potentially in one. And I feel like a good demonstration would be if you were to, I mean, if you pretend to be Grimm right now, you can try and break into it, and I'll show you how impenetrable they are.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, you know, I really needed this because I ate my last piece of food because he's always eating my wheat. All right, so I got to figure out how to break this thing, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You just go in
No,
like...
what? No, well, what? No,
I mean-
no. So, if you wouldn't mind just trying to break into this thing, you know, it is totally impenetrable. This time, don't break the blocks, all right? We can't really protect against that.
Dude, I'm punching this thing and I've been punching it for like an hour and it's not...
Exactly.
It's
Impenetrable.
Yeah.
Well, watch this, all right? I put the secret item into this dropper here. Boom. Opens up. And it opens up really quickly, okay? So you have to hit the button. You get access to your resources. If Green even comes in, sneaks up behind you, right, while you're doing it, he's going to have to be super fast.
I want to buy one of these. I need it. I even have
Okay.
a place for it. It's in a snail shell if that's not a problem.
That's fine. We can install them almost anywhere. I've never installed one in a snail shell before, but I'm more than happy to give it a go.
I love it. Also, just while we're here, you know, two
Okay.
friends, two magical creatures, if you will. Have you ever been interested in crystal healing?
Oh, goodness me. I mean, my product's bad, but geez, this is...
Hold on. Let me blow your magical mind here. Take a look in here, Mumbo. Take a look. Get in there close. This is a poor man's shulker box, by the way.
I was going to say, that was kind of... when you placed that barrel down, I was like, how is he... Is there items in there already? No, okay. So they were gradually going in. Okay, so we've got Gift of Love, Magical Crystal. All right,
yes.
don't need that. I'm...
Oh, well. Yeah,
Breathing
yeah.
Bubble, Magical
their own.
Crystal. Okay, Stamina, Ghostly Invisibility.
Dude,
are
I
they
already
tried
have
and
a
tested?
very happy customer. Oh, of course. Cub has. He's had little to no benefits, but he is enjoying it. He's loving it. He's appreciating it. He left me great reviews. He's spreading the word, really. So what are your thoughts? They're a diamond each.
A diamond each? What?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, a diamond each.
These are magic, Mumbo. Don't you understand the power of magic? You are a magical creature.
Well, we could okay, how about this? You give me like a pick and mix selection of some of your personal favorites, all right?
Okay.
And I'll sort you out with a Kaguma. How about that? Does that sound like a fair trade?
This is fantastic. I'm going to give you a little ancient sorcerer, a bit of a health boost, speedrunner, you're going to be cruising the world, and the courage of the lion.
Oh, wow. Okay, blimey. I'm not sure if that's a good deal or not, although Courage of the Lion does sound good. Anyway, back to the iron farm stuff. So, I've been speaking with Nembom, and he thinks the reason that it's potentially not working is because of the glass above the villagers. Instead, I need to have end rods above the stone cutters. That could be causing issues with the pathfinding. Now, I don't have any end rods, but Impulse has a couple of chorus fruit, so I might be able to get some end rods together and do some bits and bobs. Finally, after traveling at a great distance by boat, I have arrived and I can see Impulse charging around in the distance. This guy, end rods. We also got a chorus flower, which is so handy because that means that we can actually grow more chorus plants. This is the best. It's the best. I love the Hermitcraft server. I love everyone on the Hermitcraft server. This seems precarious. This definitely seems precarious, but it's the only way that I can think of getting blaze rods easily. And after some absolutely terrifying moments, I managed to get two blaze rods. It took me about 25 minutes. Anyway, back to this iron farm. Nembon has done a little bit of testing, and he's found out that yes, this glass block right here is what's causing the issues with my farm, which is crazy to me. I find that so strange, but that's how finicky these things are. So what I have to do instead is have these end rods and remove the glass. And now the villager can actually spot this bed here, so he can pathfind to it, which means that now we have like a completed setup, and these should start spawning iron golems soon. And seriously, I can't thank Nembom enough. He is so generous with his time, so thank you. And by the looks of things, that has worked perfectly. So, oh, and we got an iron... Yes! That's actually got me so excited. So look, all of the villagers get into bed. We got ourselves an iron golem for the first time in that module. I can't believe that's fixed it. I really can't. And I should say, Nembom's original design had the end rods. I just didn't have any end rods, so I thought I'd customize it with a simple fix. I thought that was like a simple fix, an easy way around it. Nope. Totally breaks the farm. This is why I don't do these things. Anyway, now that it's actually up and running, I'm going to get myself set up and I'm going to AFK overnight, and hopefully we should come back to billions upon billions of bits of iron. One sleep and one Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu session later. Now I must admit, when I came downstairs this morning, I saw that I'd actually been kicked from the server, but the thing that was on the screen was quite promising, and that is the fact that apparently my hoppers were filled, and clearly that is the case. So this farm has overloaded my single double chests in each one of the modules, which I must admit, now that I think about it, yeah, that was obvious that was going to happen. For some reason, I forget how ridiculously efficient iron farms are in Minecraft 1.14 and above. I mean, already just from the iron sitting there, we've got like 4 stacks. And then look at all of this. That's nuts. We have... That's quite an obscene quantity of iron, actually. That might just be at least a full single chest of iron blocks. That is not bad going. That is not bad going at all. I'm chuffed to bits with that. I really am. So, I've just come through into my base, and there is a chest here.
There is always hope.
What? A gift from the other hut? Dude. Dude. Has he just... This is very, very unlike... This is... Green has given me a full diamond... What? I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know. I don't know what to say. That is ridiculously generous, and they're fully enchanted as well. That is... Right, let me chuck this in here. Wait. What? Wait a second, what was that? He's here. Oh my goodness. That is the funniest thing ever. Oh, no way! So we have a minecart track that now connects up our bed. I can't believe that. That is so ridiculous. What the? I mean, I need to get myself a minecart. Hang on, I need to ride on through between them. That is the funniest thing in the world. What? He's decorated it? Dude! This is full-blown commitment. There's got to be some spruce wood forest out there that has just been completely demolished for this construction. Alright, here we go. Up we go. And here we are. We are here in Green's base. Oh, what's even more fantastic about this build here is that this block right here, it actually retracts. So he has done a little bit of redstone. I know he said that he was going to be doing redstone this season, but if you look, this tunnel, it actually goes up here and it drops me straight through into the center of my hobbit hole. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him. This is a good start. This is a good start for some green redstone. This is beyond comical. Anyway, I really do hope that you've enjoyed this episode on the Hermitcraft server, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. Also, I thought there's one more thing. As I was just about to log out, this minecart chest just dropped through the ceiling, and I remember, don't have any books. Hope you like our new Hobbit tunnel. I shall send you random things and messages sometimes. G. With nether quartz. This seems like quite a nice setup, doesn't it? Just getting parcels coming in from the ceiling. Well, I mean, I'm going to have to repay him somehow. What an epic system. This is hilarious. Alright, really, see ya. Hermitcraft Season 7, ladies and gentlemen. It's been by far the goofiest and best season so far. I mean, I'm having so much fun playing with the other hermits. It's hilarious. Actually hilarious. The amount of things that is going on. There's so much to keep track of. And I know you guys are trying your best. I'm trying my best to keep track of what everyone else is doing as well. It's awesome. I'm having a blast. I've got a beaming smile on my face still. Well, this was not the friendly start to a Hermitcraft episode I was expecting. I just logged into the server and almost died. I looked in right here, and there was slime blocks all in this area here. I was suffocating, couldn't really understand why. I'm pretty slow to react, as you guys know. I was almost killed by this. Wow. Okay, looks like lots has happened here. Dear Bumbo, I have slime and you have, bam, iron. Here is a gift for me to you. Partners? Discount 85. I mean, that does do quite like slime blocks, and I had every intention of buying some today. So I'm quite glad that he's offered up some kind of partnership. He is online right now, so I feel like I should try and negotiate at least, just to see what he says. Green's face is looking a little bit worse for wear now. My base is just being absolutely ravaged by everyone. Anyway, plans-wise for today's Hermitcraft episode, we're actually going to be working in this space once again. I've kind of concluded that this area here is going to be my dedicated villager zone. Okay, so this is where all villager-related things are going to be happening. Everything to do with villagers is going to be here. So we've got a villager breeder. Obviously, we've got our iron farm set up, which is now producing tons upon tons of iron, which is fantastic. But one very important thing that we can do with villagers is, of course, trading. So we're going to have a massive trading section here too. Now, what design are we going to be using for this? Well, we're going to be making use of this design by Cortez Areno. Now, the reason that I like this design is because it doesn't make use of any minecart rails or pistons pushing the villagers into place that always seems to be a little bit temperamental. Instead, it just makes use of the villagers' brains, essentially. So we place down a workstation, a villager will link up to that workstation and wander over to that workstation, and then we just lock the villager into position. So essentially the villagers are sorting themselves into their own trading booths. I mean, it's perfect. And of course, a link to it will be down in the description. However, we are going to be making some modifications to it. I really want to be able to add a zombie into the mix. So hopefully, by doing something like this, we should be able to pull that off. Why are you so frustrated? Why do you kill my villagers when I don't want you to? But when I want you to kill my villagers, you refuse? It's infuriating. After an hour or two of testing, I feel like I've finally sussed out the way that zombies actually see villagers and things. So I'm making use of sticky pistons with slabs on top to really drop that villager nice and low. And as you can see, it seems to be working quite nicely. So that villager is just being converted. We can then pop him back up, give him the weakness potion, then the golden apple, and get really nice and cheap trades. Okay, I need to do a tiny bit more testing, but I feel like this is the design that we're going to use. Yep, feeling pretty satisfied with that. Let's pop onto the Hermitcraft server. We have so much iron. I've just planted up all of the iron ingots that are in the chest down there. This is bonkers. I probably have more iron than I have anything else. Anyway, this build is going to require a decent quantity of wood for all of the pistons and a lot of redstone components and things. So I'm back deforesting the jungle. And now I would say I've got about 50% of the resources required to actually construct this thing. And we also have a full space now all cleared out and all of the lakes removed as well, because that's pretty important. Okay, let's start some actual construction here. So progress is coming together quite nicely. So I've got all of the pistons in place down at the bottom. I've started building up this design. Now, nothing in this area has to be particularly beautiful. I mean, look at this thing. This is it's horrendous. There's still dirt pillars in it. I actually do need to fix this up so it looks a little bit better. But still, I didn't want it to be awful looking, so I've kind of stuck to a stone brick cobblestone theme going throughout it, and we're going to mix in glass blocks and things like that. I think it's safe to say that the build is coming along well. Now it's time to do something else. So here we are in the hobbit hole that's behind my hobbit hole, and the reason we're over here is because I want to send a message. Green is actually currently online. I'm assuming he's over in his base. So I'm just going to give him this. Give it a nudge, and off it goes. I love this system. Now, since writing out that message, I've been stood up in a tree, waiting for this very moment. You see, I knew that if all I would have to do is give Green some coordinates and then some buttons to press, he wouldn't be able to help himself. I really hope he can't see me right now. I mean, he seems to be looking around. Okay, he's placed the sapling in the item frame. This is not exactly what I expected. He needs to eat the cookie.
There is always hope.
And he needs to set fire to that block. Okay, so he's rung the bell. He's done stage 1 of the initiation. This is fantastic news. He's eating the cookie. All right, so he only... Hey! He's initiated. We've got Green in Hermit challenges. He doesn't know what's going on.
Mumbo, can you please explain?
Hermit challenges. Initiation. Congratulations, dude. You're in. Hermit challenges initiation. You did it. Nicely
In
done.
what?
No, you're in.
In what?
You're in. You initiated. Perfect. That was a flawless initiation. You hit
What
the
do you
bell.
mean?
You set fire to the thing really nicely. You did it in a slightly different order. You've eaten both cookies. What the?
Yeah, I had, had some issues.
Wait, you're
can't be
super
putting-
initiated.
Dude, you put some coordinates down.
Yep.
I went here.
Yep.
And you had some cookies. Like, did you seriously expect me not to eat the cookies?
Well, no, that was the kind of the point. I mean, I kind of thought if I just gave you some coordinates, you would make your way there. I then knew that if I put some buttons on things, including some cookies in the mix, you know, Hermit Challenges initiation. You're in.
So did I win? So I won the challenge. I won the Hermit Challenge.
No, not at all. In fact, the challenges have just begun, my friend. And because you ate both cookies, you're now in for life. There's definitely no leaving. Most people kind of have a slight leaving cause, but you have twice as much sacred biscuit
I'm
inside
so
you.
confused. This wasn't the challenge.
No, of course not, dude. Of course not. You see these 3 pieces of paper right here? What you need to do is you need to write out 3 challenges for me, right? I'm going to write out 3 challenges for you, and then we do the old switcheroo. I chuck mine into that dropper. You chuck yours into this dropper. We hit the buttons and Hermit Challenges. Hermit Challenges. Hermit Challenges. Say it with
Okay,
me.
what kind Hermit Challenges?
Good.
What kind of anything?
Anything. What kind of
Anything.
anything? Exactly.
What kind of
Hermit Challenges. Let's do it.
Okay, so you put your 3 in?
Yeah. Are you ready for your first challenge of Hermit Challenges?
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
We're still
3,
in this.
2, 1.
Ooh. I don't even want to look.
Get good lol. Hang on a minute. Get good lol.
Okay, that was the first. Listen, that was the first one I did because I had no idea what I was supposed to
I
be
take it back.
doing.
When I said that there's no such thing as a bad challenge in Hermit Challenges, this is what on earth is this?
Well, you know, you gotta get good.
All right, what challenge did you get?
What you're feeling right now with get good is how I felt when you made me come here.
Right, okay, that makes sense. All right, what challenge did you get? I'm curious.
Okay. Steal front doors for entire season. Steal front doors, like everyone's house door.
Yeah. Everyone's front door. Yeah.
Like,
you have to
do I-
Yeah, for the
I
whole
tell them?
season.
For
No.
the whole season.
Yeah, the whole season, dude. Nobody's
The-
allowed a front door. You have to be the one that takes all their front doors. I mean, that wasn't the challenge. Like, out of all the challenges that I put into the dropper, that might have been the most extreme one. But you know what? I'm quite glad that you got it.
You are joking. I don't know if I can do this. What happens if I don't do this? Can I just leave? Can I
Well,
just
no.
not do this?
Okay, fine. If you don't want to do it, all right, then what you really don't want to do is this.
Burn it.
Yeah.
So I can forfeit it by throwing it in the fire.
No. I said, if you don't want to do it, what you really don't want to do is this. I threw it in saying I've accepted the challenge. Did you not listen? Did you not hear anything that I just said, dude? You threw it into the fire. You've now got to remove doors for the whole season, dude.
This is such nonsense.
Fantastic. Well, I look forward to seeing. Well, actually, I've got a front door, so if anything, I'm a little bit upset that I really like my front door, but I feel it's going to go missing at some point in the near future and can never come back, which is a real shame.
Wait. I have one question.
Okay, yeah.
Do I do this? Does everyone know, or do I keep this a secret?
I mean, that's entirely up to you, but I think if they know that you're the one that's stealing all their front doors, no one's going to like you. So I personally would keep this between you and me. Well, fantastic. Hermit Challenges now has another member. That was brilliant. But we still have plenty of work left to do on our villager training hall. So I've made a bunch of progress, and I've managed to build up this section right here. And I have to say, now that all of the blocks are in place, it looks really, really cool. Like the combination of the iron with the trapdoors and things like that, I actually think looks really, really nice. And if we flick this lever here, you can see that is our drop down. So that right there is going to open this up, allowing a zombie to actually attack our villager. And then this lever up at the top here is going to lock our villager in place. So when that piston comes down, that villager can no longer get out of this cell. He is now locked into the trading cell, obviously, with a lectern or some form of trading block above this redstone block right there. That villager is now going to be there. So that's the only block that villager can stand on. Cool. Now it is time for the other half. Obviously, this is just half of it. One half of the villager trading hall completed. Next half left to go. And then we need to actually find out if it works. It's probably smart for me to do that before I build the other half, but I'm not smart. And to be fair, now that I've found my rhythm in building it, this has taken probably around about 20% of the time that it took me to build that side. You see, that's kind of how it goes in Minecraft. The first time you build something, it takes days. Seriously, like the number of times I had to rebuild sections of this fairly simple design is ridiculous, but I've just gone straight through and I've managed to construct this thing first time successfully. And once again, I kind of can't get over how cool these things look. They look really, really cool. Now I'm thinking in the central section here, we go for just slabs. So this area A is going to be spawn proof because we need to make sure that we protect all of our villagers from zombies. But B, it's just kind of slightly inset from that area there, which really just aids that sloping look. I know I'm starting to sound like a builder, I'm really not, but this is the end result, and I think it looks pretty cool. So this is actually the full area all done. Hopefully it's all mob proof. I've walked around, I've checked out the light levels, and it seems to be fine. So this is what we've got. This is our little villager trading hall in the center here, and eventually, trust me, all of this area is actually going to end up looking good. But you know, it's the start of the season. We can't be making beautiful things and functional things at once. Having just said that, I then felt really bad that all of this place is so ugly, so I'm trying my best to do some cleaning up here. Just making it look a tiny bit nicer, maybe a little bit. Who knows? I do actually have really big plans for this place though, so just wait and see. I'm sorry, horse, but there's no cows left. I've killed all the cows. Oh, you didn't even drop any leather, but you made that horrible noise. You see, I need lecterns. there's no lecterns anywhere. Well, there's no bookshelves anywhere. So I need to get the leather to make bookshelves, and that involves killing horses. I'm hoping that if I get this lectern here, I can then get a villager that will sell me bookshelves, so then I don't have to keep killing horses and everything like that on the server, because you know we're starting to run out. So I just got my first villager in via boat. Everything went well, transported him correctly, and then I realized there is a slight issue with the design, but I'm a moron. I'm such a total moron. That was the thing that I worked out. Okay, let's see if we can coax him back in. It's me. Oh, Brill. Well, what I was going to say was, the problem that I ran into is that I can't change the guy's trades, because as soon as I remove the lectern or do anything like that, obviously it opens up space for the villager to walk out, which is, there's a bit of an issue, but I thought of this idea where I can close off the trapdoors and he can't go anywhere. But to demonstrate that, I opened the trapdoors and our villager wandered off because, as I say, I'm a moron. Go on, son. Get in there.
Excellent push.
Just give me another chance. One more chance. Yes! I managed to push him in. Okay. Anyway, let's talk trading tactics here. What I'm thinking is that I get a few decent trades in with a lot of these villagers here, and then we can get ourselves set up with a decent stash of emeralds. Not many, okay, but I need to unlock the melon and pumpkin trades with these guys, and then I can start making use of the drops from my melon and pumpkin farm in my base. But for the time being, these guys seem to really like potatoes, and I'm more than happy to deliver them potatoes because they're the ones that got me said potatoes. So to me, that sounds like quite a good trade. Right, let's get this guy sorted. Man, getting emeralds is plain sailing. Look at that, I've got 24 already. And I've just unlocked the pumpkin trade, which means that I'm now quids in. We might actually be able to make a decent number of emeralds from all of these. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We're getting the melon trades in as well. This is starting to be a bit of a party. And our own farm has been rocking and rolling the entire time that we've been working here. So I now have 4 more proper chests, which is pretty ridiculous. Can anyone explain to me what's different about trading in Minecraft 1.15? It seems like the more I trade certain trades, the more expensive they get. Has that always been the case? I feel like that hasn't always been the case. Regardless of slight inflations, I am still pretty happy with what we managed to achieve after about an hour's worth of trading. I managed to get around about 4 stacks of emeralds, and most importantly, I managed to get a Depth Strider 3 villager, which means that you're not going to hear me complaining about this anymore. It is so slow moving in water without Depth Strider. I can't take it anymore. I am very curious as to what Scar is up to right now. What is he doing? Is he AFK? I'm not... I'm not quite understanding, but seeing him has reminded me I really should build up his Kaguma. He's paid for his Kaguma. He gave me those crystals which have done Sweet Fanny Adams. But I suppose I do need to sort him out with the thing that he's bought. Ah, that feels absolutely wonderful. That feels absolutely wonderful, just knowing I have those on my feet now. So this is the reason why I struggled so much to get a parrot. Green has been going around and just massacring pretty much every parrot in the jungle, and that's how we ended up with the Charrot. Scar has got an obscene number of pandas just roaming around his bamboo forest here.
Collection is advised.
There are loads. In fact, there's loads in a little crevice over here as well. I'm sure he has something interesting planned for them. Now, this Kaguma is going to be slightly different from the one that I've got in my base. I was kind of looking at the space that we have in the bottom of Scar's snail here, and I thought doing like a vertical Kaguma probably wouldn't work too well. I guess would that be a horizontal? Which one would be vertical and which one would be horizontal? Yeah, this one's definitely the horizontal one. Yeah, so a vertical one wouldn't really work too well. So instead, I'm going for a horizontal one where he can have all of his good items stored away in the floor, kind of like a mini bunker underneath the ground. Wait, hold up a second. You can place redstone components on trapdoors and then open the trapdoors?
Preparing for next round.
That seems totally broken to me. Okay, so you can only do it with things like...
Let's keep.
No way. Surely not. This can't be a thing. It can't. Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no way that's sticking around. I got really excited then, and then, of course, the inevitable disappointment followed. I gotta say, I'm actually really proud of how I've managed to integrate this Kaguma into Scar's build. So as you can see, all of the redstone kind of fits in that area right there, and then here is the actual vault itself. I've got the secret key inside the dropper right now, and that will open up, giving Scar access to his chests. So he's got 3 chests to choose from, which means that his Kaguma is technically better than my Kaguma at this point in time. It's like a slight upgrade, and it looks really cool. It does actually look really quite nice. I'm such a fan of using the trapdoors for the floor, by the way. That's such a cool idea. Anyway, now that Kaguma Enterprises has completed its first... Well, I've got to be wary of that. What on earth? Scar? Anyway, as I was saying, now that Kaguma Enterprises has done its first client job, which I believe was a massive success, hopefully there's many more of those in the future that don't pay in magical crystals. As much as I appreciate them, they don't really do anything. Cheers, Scar, but yeah, maybe diamonds next time. If you need another Kaguma, yeah, please let me know. But on the topic of paying for things, we actually need to pay someone back. Zuma came over the other day, or at least we met up the other day, and he gave me 4 stacks of honey blocks. I need to give him some iron blocks in return, and I did say that I would do that in an interesting fashion. Let's have a think. What could we possibly do here? Now, I don't think I'm going to build any crazy slime block and honey block redstone contraption or anything like that to deliver the iron blocks. That might be a tiny bit far-fetched, but I do have a creative way of delivering them in. I have just travelled many thousands of blocks in the complete wrong direction, looking for Exuma Void's base. I really want to get myself on an elite trap. I need to get myself on an elite trap. Green has challenged me to get good, and I would say having an elytra is part of getting good. And an elytra would definitely come in handy here, because I'm just realizing there is definitely some danger to building things high up. I'm so used to being able to just kind of parachute my way out if I fall off of things. No, if this is definitely the end of me if I drop from here. And I've got such a long way to travel. Does go wrong. Some of these jumps are super precarious as well. I panicked so much that I almost fell off my chair. Anyway, if you're wondering what I'm building here, it is a care package. I'm building up an iron care package that is flying into Exuma Void's base. And hopefully I can get out of here before the phantoms start coming for me, because that would definitely be an issue. No! I forgot to fill in. It is as well. I panicked so much that I almost fell off my chair. Anyway, if you're wondering what I'm building here, it is a care package. I'm building up an iron care package that is flying into Exuma Void's base. And hopefully I can get out of here before the phantoms start coming for me, because that would definitely be an issue. No! I forgot to fill in the middle block. Oh, I'm so So terribly useless. It does look quite good though. Here we go again then. Up we pop. This is definitely where I'm going to die. Right, well, there we go. After popping up and then popping back down, we now have the care package fully installed. 7 stacks of iron blocks for Exumavoid, which I would say he's got a pretty decent deal there. And would you believe that's probably taken me about 2 hours in total, including the time taken to actually locate Exuma's base. Ridiculous. Honestly, the amount of time that you don't see in these Hermitcraft episodes is staggering. In fact, I had a bit of an oh, goodness me. I had a bit of an existential crisis this morning when I realized that my entire working week results in probably around about 50 minutes, maybe an hour's worth of content, if I'm lucky. I mean, how ridiculous is that? I work silly hours throughout the week and it results in just under an hour. Goodness. Sometimes I do wish that I could be one of those YouTubers that records like 15, 20 videos per day. They're just like, I mean, but then also, I kind of don't, to be honest with you. Anyway, I really do hope that you've enjoyed this episode on the Hermitcraft server. It's been a lot of fun. Hermitcraft Season 7 has been a blast so far, and I look forward to the future on it. See you in the next one. And just so you know, in regards to that previous clip, that's not me calling out any YouTubers there. As I said, I'm quite envious at how efficient some people can be, but I do love the way that a lot of the Hermits record videos, in that we sink so much time into each individual episode that I feel like the viewer gets a lot for the time spent watching. You know what I mean? I'm sure you know what I mean. Well, that was unexpected. What on earth is this thing? I can't help but feel like Iskall is responsible for this. Wait, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Iskall's super silly, super fun, bouncy castle. Partners only? Oh, so this is how he's going to get me into partnership with him. I mean, I do really need slime blocks, and I do have a ridiculous quantity of iron blocks. Like, my iron farm is doing really well. And I really want to go into this bouncy castle. I really want to go into this bouncy castle. Well, need I say any more? I think it's safe to say that the partnership has been accepted. And I've bounced myself to death. I've actually bounced myself to death. That's quite impressive. Anyway, I guess I probably should let Iskall know that I've actually accepted the deal. And I think I've thought of a fairly interesting way of doing it. Right, whereabouts is all my iron?
Welcome to Heroes of
I mean,
the
I would
Storm.
say that
Get ready
is
for battle,
probably
and
enough.
don't
Now, I'm
forget
really
your
hoping that this jungle temple appears on the map. Yes, it does. Okay, that's good. Is it obviously a jungle temple? I feel like that's kind of obviously a jungle temple. Maybe if the person looking at the map is Sherlock Holmes. The good news is this thing's being constructed relatively close to where Iskall is building his enormous base, so he should be able to spot it. Anyway, I'm building a gigantic yes above the jungle. And this is definitely requiring a little bit more iron than I was expecting. Yeah, I've totally run out. What's that? 8 stacks of iron blocks? It does look very cool though. We might not actually have enough iron to finish this thing. That would be super embarrassing. Thankfully, we do have just about enough. These are the final iron blocks going in here, and this is what it looks like. Let me just jump across to that tree. I didn't actually think I was going to make that then. Okay, I would say that's good enough. Now I have to find somewhere to put this in Iskall's base. And then I remembered that you can actually duplicate maps, so I tried my best to cover his base in maps. Now obviously leather is still my limiting factor here. It's the one thing that I struggle to get the most of. Like, honestly, I have so many more diamonds than I have access to leather. It drives me around the bend, but I've covered his base in a bunch of maps telling him yes, I do want to be partnered up with him, so hopefully I'll receive a message from him soon. And even more hopefully, it's in the form of another bouncy castle, because, you know, I can't get enough of those things. Anyway, what is the plan for today's Hermitcraft episode? Well, as I'm sure you remember, in the previous episode, yeah, Hermit challenges happened. I met up with Grian, we did some Hermit challenges stuff. I challenged him to remove all the front doors of the Hermitcraft server, which clearly he has begun doing. So now I've got to get good, whatever that means. I mean, how does one just get good? Like, what do I even get good at?
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hey! Hey, man.
Hey, man. Hello.
Alright, why are you here? What are you doing? What's going on? I see you've built a bouncy castle outside my house, so come on now.
Isn't it wonderful?
It is rather fantastic.
Yep. As a partner, you're of course allowed to use it as well. And now we're partners. Mamba, we are partners.
Yes. Yeah.
I figured I'd come over here because we need to discuss the terms.
Yeah, we never actually ended up discussing the term simply because I had a burning question up inside of me and I knew that Iskal would know the answer. Iskal,
Okay.
how do you get good?
Get good.
Yeah, how do you get good? Because actually, now that I think about it, when I think of someone who I would say is good, like in terms of, not morally, we're definitely not, okay? But in terms of like Minecraft,
She actually going on with that. Okay.
I'm totally going along with that.
Okay.
So, in terms of just Minecraft alone, alright, I would consider you good.
Well, first you have to have a base. So
Check, sort of?
yeah,
Check.
gotta have a storage system. Definitely a big sort of.
Yeah, it's
Big
sort
question
of.
mark on that one. Big question mark on
We're
that one.
getting there.
Let's see, you have to have enchanting. You have enchanting.
Yeah, yeah.
Another portal. That's all good.
Yeah.
You have to have some redstone stuff, which I saw down here.
It continued like this for a little while, and I was passing the test with flying colours until...
Yeah, you kind of need an elytra and shulker boxes as well.
No, I totally don't have those things. I haven't been to the end yet. I'm yet to go to the end. I don't have any form of elytra. And I am
Me
very,
neither.
I'm very
I-
jealous of everyone. Everyone seems to
Everyone
just
seems to
suddenly be flying around.
Yes.
Like, what on earth has happened?
We were the end busters last
Yeah.
season, and now it's like, oh well, I have had this since day one.
I mean, yeah. No, I'm with you, dude. But this is what I mean when I say that you're maybe not morally good putting on those sorts of accents. So with that, off we pop to the end. Oh my! How do I get into this thing? Oh, there's glass.
A frozen Punisher moves against us.
I mean, no. Maybe I'm not cut out to be good.
It's a big moment.
Yep.
Big moment.
Oh no! I just missed.
Shoot me.
I just missed. Okay.
Yes. Fine.
I'm fine. Hey! What? Yes! I got the first chocolate boxes! Yes!
No.
I got the first chocolate boxes of Overcraft Season 7.
Why am I the one to bridge everywhere?
Because you're just better than me. I'm just gonna watch from up here, dude. You do realise we've also got a really... Are you not looking where we're going?
We
Yep.
have slain the
I
enemy's
know
Punisher.
what you're gonna say.
Talents upgrade your hero
Just
in a multitude
trust
of
me,
ways.
okay?
Choose one now.
I don't know if I...
Begone from my
You'll be
realm,
fine.
insects!
You'll be alright.
And after 3 hours of this, and only getting 2 shulker shells between us because all of the other end cities have been destroyed, Iskal revealed this. There's a shop. There's a shop for this stuff, is there?
Yeah. For the elytra. There's a shop for the elytra, so it would have been it would have been faster because we've been doing this for 3 hours, and we have nothing.
Well, we've got a shulker box between us. Don't undersell us
Okay,
quite that much.
yeah,
we have a
we got a
shulker
shulker box.
We do have a shulker box between us
to share.
to share. You know, I get it on the weekends, you get it on the weekdays, everything like that. Okay.
Yeah.
But you mean to tell me that there's a literate for sale? Why do I not know
dude.
this information? And why are we here?
Yep. Let's buy the elytra.
Iskal. What do you think the name of my elytra?
Bumble backwards. that's pretty good. Just did.
Oh! How's this even come about? Like, seriously? Dude! You seem to be
No,
heading...
but we're not gonna go through the portals. We have a stack of rockets each.
Are you
We
silly?
have mending and unbreaking on our wings. What do you mean, silly?
Are you dumb?
See you later.
I don't have unbreaking on
ya.
mine. I don't have unbreaking on mine.
Well, you better hope that we can find.
Dude! No, I'm not joking when I say I don't have...
I know you don't. I only had one unbreaking.
Are they not... Are they gonna last?
It's random, isn't it? They take damage without unbreaking.
Well, I've lost like quite a lot of durability already. I'm actually feeling sick. Iskal, I feel sick. Iskal, I feel sick, and I've lost sight of you now. Iskal, I feel sick.
How much durability have you lost?
About nearly 50.
Well, it has 432.
I feel sick.
It is quite sickening to fly like this.
Prepare
Iskall, I feel sick. Why are you changing direction, dude?
Because diagonally we won't find anything for a while.
Iskall, I feel sick.
Awesome work. You earned
Oh no,
that
we're way
talent.
too high up to see anything, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm at like 300.
Yeah, I'm diving.
Dude, I've lost sight of you. Stop!
I'm actually worried.
Oh no,
now.
I found End City! We've been flying over End Island this whole time!
Yes,
Oh my goodness!
there's nothing to worry about.
I felt so sick, dude. I literally, my chest was in my throat, which was in my feet.
I found one. I found an
kill.
entity.
Are you joking me? Are you joking me?
Mambo? No.
What do you... Wait, why am I taking so much damage? Was that you?
No.
Wait a minute. I can tell by the tone of your voice that it was you. Where are you? Can you give me some chords, please? Because I've lost all sight of everything.
I'm at minus 1930, minus 24.
Oh my goodness, I'm getting so discombobulated.
The word discombobulated.
Wait, what were you? What were you?
Minus 2000, minus 2500.
Where am I going? Oh! Iskall, I was underneath the end.
an arcane punisher joins us in battle.
Wow.
You okay?
I'm gonna have to take a moment. Oh, I feel sick, and clearly I didn't learn from my mistakes because Iskall, what the?
You died. Oh no, you died. Mambo.
Watching back the footage, I was looking directly straight upwards and just falling out of the sky. Not good.
That is yours. That's yours. That's definitely yours.
Wait, choose one now.
That's definitely yours.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed picking it all up, really.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Your killing spree is over.
Rightfully
Nice
so.
work there.
Is there an axe in there, a shovel?
There is an unenchanted axe. Yeah.
Yep.
Probably yours. There's an unenchanted shovel as well.
Do you have to laugh while you're saying it? Alright, I'm in the process of getting good.
So here's the thing: we got 30 shells, which is 15 shulker boxes.
Yeah.
But I thought you can't split 15 in two. So I thought we'd split the shells. That way it'll be fair. And there will be one useless shell in there, but at least I didn't throw them overboard.
Look, you saved my life, okay? Well, no, you didn't save my life, actually. No, you let me die, but then you picked up the pieces.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. Well, yeah, I think that was a successful end session, but I think there's a bit of a ways to go before I can actually consider myself good. Right, next up we need to sort ourselves out with an ender chest, which means we have to go back to this place. Obsidian and also ender pearls. I'm scared again. Right, I now have enough for 3 ender chests. So now we start this. I need to make sure there's no one I can teleport to behind me because that would have been bad news. Alright, this is sort of stress-free, kind of. Not really. A bit stressed. I guess at least my elytra are getting repaired in the process. I suppose that's quite a big positive. How good am I at shooting? Not that good, apparently. Not that good. Yeah, getting a little bit embarrassing now. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. After a large number of failed attempts, I actually eventually managed to get someone target. And now we are fully set up and ready. Yes, we are. And we are. Now, I don't have a Silk Touch pickaxe at this point in time, so when I place down an ender chest, it's going to stay there, because otherwise I'm going to lose the Eye of Ender. So where's a good spot for it? I would say right here, just in front of my nether portal. Boom. Okay, so now we need to get ourselves set up with the shulker boxes. And most importantly, what actually goes inside each one of the shulker boxes. So we've got 7 in total. Let me try and work this out. Well, first things first, we've got an obvious one, the redstone shulker box. Then, of course, we've got the precious items shulker box. This one's looking rather lovely. Next up, there is the stone shulker box. Let's face it, that one's not really that interesting. Next, we have the wood box. This one is filled with all the different types of wood that I personally get. So, obviously, we've got oak wood, jungle wood, and then all of the other bits and pieces that I need. Obviously, all of these can be expanded upon. Then we have the handy items shulker box. This is filled with all the stuff that I just regularly need whenever I'm in the middle of building something but don't want to carry with me at all times. So things like hose, bone meal, torches, water buckets, anvils. Now this shulker box right here is going to be for firework rockets. Obviously right now I don't really have any, but eventually this is going to be filled up. And finally, the last shulker box is for villager-related things. Melons and pumpkins. That's essentially it. Now that right there is one of those projects that doesn't look like it would take very much time, but it ends up taking absolutely ages. Anyway, I've got all my shulker boxes sorted, and I've got the beginnings of a good ender chest. I feel like I'm getting good. Now I want to do some villager training to get my XP up, but also get myself some more resources. And I've just very politely asked Iskal if I can actually make use of some of his villagers here, because he has got 2 book villagers which have some rather lovely trades. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. Well, I shift clicked. We have now enough Silk Touch books for the rest of the season, so that's, I guess, good. I've also now spent all of my emeralds, but I should now have enough mending books to be able to get it on all my armor and also all my tools. This guy's just snuck in. He's just taken the diamonds then left. We might never see him again in Hermitcraft Season 7. Anyway, I'm now back over at my villagers, doing a bit of extra trading just to try and get my emerald supplies back up, essentially. And also trying to get some levels, because look, this is like the best way to do it. This is far better than any XP grinder. It does definitely feel wrong, but it's also right. I had totally forgotten, we can trade iron for emeralds. And we have an iron farm over there that is producing many thousands of iron per hour. This seems like a good move. I just had to buy about 100 iron helmets, so this best be worth it. 4 iron for 1 emerald? That seems like a good deal to me. And obviously, eventually, all of these trades are going to get even cheaper when we get our zombies in. Right, with that villager breeding, I managed to get myself some levels. I thought that would come with more enchantments than just that. That is literally the worst. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sweeping Edge is really useful, but Sweeping Edge on its own is a bit pants. I really need to get myself set up with some form of XP grinder. This just isn't quite going to do. I mean, look at the level that I've had to stoop down to. Look, I've just bought a bell. It gave me next to no XP. Are you joking, mate? I don't even need this. So I've been asking around, and apparently there is an Enderman grinder. Now that is totally news to me, but if there is, I definitely need to make use of it. I mean, I definitely could be wrong. I'm not seeing any evidence of one. Am I going mad? Something tells me this isn't what people were talking about when they said that there was an Enderman farm, but I can't for the life of me find it, so we're gonna have to resort to this old school method. I would swear on my life that Mojang have secretly nerfed enchantments, because seriously, like the options that I keep getting are terrible. I take it back. And after about 2 more hours of enchanting and gathering up XP very gradually, we are getting there. We are finally getting there. So I've got myself set up now with kind of all the components I need to actually have fully enchanted tools. The only thing that I didn't have was infinity on my bow, and I thought I would kick myself if I didn't just check. Crafted up a bow.
There is always hope.
It's such a good feeling. It's such a good feeling. I do now have to get 30 levels from scratch though, because I just used all of them in an anvil. But we have now totally nailed it. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Mending all through. Silk touch as much as I can. We've got the fortune pickaxe as well. We are set. We are 100% set. I honestly can't think of anything else that I could possibly do to get good. I've got the shulker boxes, I've got the ender chest set up, so that's all good. I've got myself the villager trades going, I've got a sustainable food source, I have all of the top enchanted gear, I've got an elytra. I mean, there isn't anything else. Surely there's nothing else. Okay, there's something that I'm quite embarrassed to admit, and that is the fact that I never actually connected up my base to the nether, so I feel like that could be something, now I think about it, hopefully. Yes. Okay, well, now I'm getting good. Is there anything else really obvious that I'm missing? I mean, I guess I'm breaking through on my axe. That's... yeah. I hadn't realised there was a shop in town that actually sells this. That seems handy. I really don't know why I don't check this place before I start doing things, because I spent an awfully long time looking for Unbreaking 3 in my enchanting table. Anyway, one thing that I want to point out in my video, I know all of the hermits have mentioned this, but I personally haven't actually spoken about it, is the new way in which we're buying up plots in the shopping district. So in previous seasons, it was kind of a free-for-all. It was just land for the shopping district, and people could build shops anywhere. Well, in this season, we're actually having to buy up plots. So it's 1 diamond block for 100 blocks, which, if you want it to be perfectly square, is 10 by 10. If you wanted to build a 50 by 2
What's
plot,
up? I'm Kevin
then
from the
go
Heroes
right
Dev team,
ahead.
and I'm
You
here
want to
to
build the
announce
weirdest
your
store in the
game.
world,
Let's get
and
started.
all of these diamonds are going to pile up in the center right here. And I absolutely love this idea. I think it's awesome. I can't wait to watch this diamond pile grow over the course of season 7. Anyway, back over at my base now. I think the time has come. I think the time has come to inform the G-Man that actually everything has gone to plan, and I have managed to complete the challenge. So let's just craft up a little minecart chest.
3.
Walk on over to whatever this zone is called, the Hobbit Hole inside the Hobbit Hole. And I think we can nudge this message off into the sunset. I got good, lol. You know what? I'm quite proud. Okay, I'm quite proud because that was quite a big undertaking for someone as useless as me. Throughout this episode, we managed to conquer the end, sort of. I managed to get myself some elytra, which is pretty sweet. Some enchanted gear. We've managed to get ourselves fully set up with a whole bunch of different things. It's been a fun episode to record. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. And it was at that moment that he remembered the beacon. The beacons count. Do I need a beacon to get good? Oh gosh, I hope I don't. I really do hope I don't. Anyway, this has been a really fun episode to record. Feels like an old school Minecraft episode, but if you want to watch more stuff, the latest film has just released. If you're interested in cars at all, give it a watch because it's good for your eyes and ears. I did get good, but I could get gooder. Is a sentence that... Yeah, there's lots wrong with it. But in the previous episode of Hermitcraft, I did complete my Hermit challenge where I got good in Minecraft. I've got a bunch of stuff. All my resources enchanted. I'm fully set up. But then at the very end of the episode, while recording the outro, I remember beacons exist. Yeah, you can't get good without a beacon. So I guess I have to put this sword to good use and try my best. Really try my best. Has anyone ever mentioned that I am deathly terrified of the Nether? I also can't help but notice that... Oh, okay. Oh, good. I think it's safe to say that that's not really the start that I was hoping for. Look at this guy thinking that he can come in here and also get wither skulls at the same time as I'm getting wither skulls. I literally can't believe this guy. His skull! This is what you get! Oh no! There is a wither skeleton wearing diamond armor! And Iskal's elytra! Oh, Iskal is so lucky. He is so lucky I got good in the last episode. I'll get you, buddy. Iskal has given me his wither skull. That is very sweet of him. That is extremely sweet of him. He didn't have to do that, but I will gladly accept it and also flex at him, just like he flexed at me. So that's 1 down, 2 to go. And I've got to say, it's been absolutely donkey's years since I've had to do this manually. I'm so used to having farms available for this sort of thing. You know, on the Hermitcraft server, people are always building ridiculous farms, and generally speaking, there's a farm for everything. So the fact that I'm having to manually go out and farm withers, it's the first time in a long time, and it's stressful. I never want to do it again. No, my heart rate is still going, and I've aged about 15 years. But I suppose it's not all bad because we have managed to get 3 wither skulls. After all that time of getting absolutely none, I then managed to get 2 at once. So I actually have 1 spare, so I guess I should give 1 back to Iskal. Perfect. Hopefully he spots it. I'm getting out of this place. Convert to Nether Star, please. I don't want to fight the wither. It's not going to happen, alright? So I'm going to get my friend to do it. I fought the wither once with Exhumed Void back in, I think, Hermitcraft Season 3, and it really didn't go so well. Anyway, I've given him 1 full night to do that, so hopefully I'm going to return to my base with another start there. But anyway, I've spent a night over at the iron farm, gathering up all this stuff, and somebody said to me, I can actually use composter with these poppies. I'm curious about that. I really hope he's right.
Meet your doom.
They were right! Okay, so that iron farm is also a bone meal farm. genuinely exciting. Well, I feel like we should take this as an opportunity to build a slightly more centralized storage system for the iron farm, because this is a little bit pants. So let's connect all of these things up and do a little bit of redstone work. So progress is coming along well. I've managed to build up all of the redstone systems, which is going to be sending the items into one centralized water stream, but now I'm having to pick up some ice from the local ice biome, and this is actually the first ice that I've managed to get in Hermitcraft Season 7. So I guess that's a kind of moment. Is that a moment, or is that really not interesting? Yeah, I feel like that's not as monumental as I thought it was. I really hope my Elytra will work first time. I really hope my Elytra will work first time. Alright, this is what I've got so far. I've got item streams connecting up all of our chambers down underneath, running into an item elevator, which sends all of our iron and poppies up to the top right here. I've then got an item sorter, which sorts out our poppies and allows them to go into the composter to be converted into bone meal, which will then go through into this double chest. So this double chest right here is going to be our bone meal storage, and then all of this space right here is for iron storage. Now the only thing that I definitely have to do is make sure that all of this area here is mob proof or non-spawnable, because otherwise we get situations like this happening, which isn't fantastic. But now that that's all fixed up, I've also cleaned up the area around here. I'm pretty happy with this thing. So as you can see, we're getting a little bit of poppy action going into this thing. It's not really the fastest thing in the world, but it's a sustainable source of bone meal. But most importantly, this is where all of our iron is flowing into. And that has been like 2 or 3 minutes. We already have over 2 stacks. This is nice. I just got back over to my base and Iskal's actually done it. I kind of did that semi-jokingly, but he's actually gone out and fought the wither for me. That is very, very sweet of him. You see, normally I would fight the wither using that glitch where you get the wither stuck in the bedrock, but apparently in Minecraft 1.15 that's actually patched. So they've taken that out of the game. There's no easy way to kill the wither, which means that, well, Iskal is going to be killing the wither a lot for me. Now I thought about it for a very long time. Okay, I was almost certain I was only going to give him 12 bamboo, but then, you know, killing the wither is actually quite a big deal. It's quite tricky. So I've given him 3 diamonds, but I want to make him think just for a second that I've really ripped him off. I can't wait to hear Iskal's reaction to that one. Now, unlike the ice moment earlier on in this Hermitcraft episode, I do feel like this is a fairly monumental moment. There's no enchantment? There's no advancement for that? Really? Are you joking me? I mean, not that I care about that sort of stuff, but it feels like I should get some form of advancement for it. But I decided to put my beacon to good use by doing a quick 1-hour mining session to see how many resources I could get using the best method of mining in the world. I was getting so bored of just strip mining, or whatever you call it, the line mining. I don't know, people have fancy names for these things. Whatever the going in a straight line thing is, boring, okay? Terrible, slow, hate it. Just going ham, right? Swinging your pickaxe around like a madman. Now that is my style of mining. Efficiency 5, haste 2 beacon, insta mine, clearing out huge areas of space, getting loads upon loads of stone, getting loads upon loads of resources. I mean, that's what Minecraft's all about. Honestly, if I didn't have to make entertaining videos, I think that is all I would do in Minecraft. Anyway, popping back onto the server, yeah, there's a mystery afoot. What on earth is this? What on earth is this? Somebody has come by, okay, and I believe that person, maybe a scout, right? They've come by and they have converted my diamond ore into concrete powder, renamed diamond ore. A lot of effort has gone into this. They've had to locate me. They've had to go out. They've had to gather up some blue concrete, rename it, and put the exact correct number into my chest. Well, either way. Oh, for goodness sake! They've done it for the other set! Oh. I mean, what? What even is this? Well, on top of the 44 diamond ores that we've managed to get, obviously we've also got redstone supplies, coal, things like that. But most importantly, we've got a few double chests of stone too. So that is going to come in incredibly handy in a lot of the builds that we're going to be doing, because I've been running low on stone bricks lately, and now I would say we're pretty well stacked up. But coming back to the resources quickly, we're pretty well stacked up here as well. I mean, this is everything that I've mined, and now I'm going to go through with a fortune pick. And I think we can all agree that this is incredibly satisfying, just watching all of the resources explode outwards. Fortune 3. Can you imagine Minecraft without Fortune 3? I remember Minecraft before Fortune 3. I can't imagine playing without Fortune 3 now. I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to feel pretty rich. pretty rich. Anyway, all flexing aside, today is the day. Today is the day that I start seriously looking at how I'm going to begin constructing my base. As much as I really love being in the Hobbit hole, you know, and I still love this thing. I still think it's a lovely little area. It is time for me to start actually thinking about how my base is going to come together. Now I'm going to level with you before starting recording this episode. I probably spent around about 8 to 10 hours in a creative mode testing world, just messing around with some concepts and some ideas for how I'm going to build this place. And I think I have a pretty good strategy. So the idea is that we're going to go for like an old meets new kind of style. Okay, so obviously we're going to be constructing this thing in the jungle. For me, the jungle, it makes me think of ruins. Okay, ruins and temples that are falling, old constructions and that sort of thing. So we're definitely going to be taking inspiration from that, and I think that's going to be the central piece of my base. A lot of my bases in previous seasons have been fairly flat, so this time we are going to go right the way up, hopefully go all the way up to the build limit. So it's going to be a fairly tall build in the center, and that's going to be the old section. And then also we're going to mix in some futuristic elements. Now these futuristic elements are essentially going to look like they're holding the build together. So it's almost as if thousands of years later they've discovered this old temple type thing, and this futuristic civilization has decided they want to preserve it, and they're going to hold it in place using modern style builds. It's an ambitious project, especially as someone who isn't really that adept at building. So it's kind of quite bold, but I like the idea. I think it's a good one. The concepts that I've been playing around with are definitely interesting, and I think the result could end up looking quite cool. So, where exactly do we start? It's been a while since I've built any form of base. Well, I guess first things first, I need to actually clear out the space where I'm going to be building this thing. Now, the place that I've kind of earmarked is this little hill that I have off the edge of the jungle. So there is my Hobbit hole just behind that tree right there. This hill is all going to transform into my base. Now I'm hoping, I really am hoping, that the Hobbit hole is going to be outside the radius. I'm not 100% certain just yet. The base is going to be huge. It's going to be really, really big. So it could potentially get engulfed, and that'd be a real shame. Bit of a progress update. I would say I'm probably around about 30% done. We've taken out a good number of jungle trees. I'm actually getting a good amount of wood from this, which is like a nice byproduct. But the jungle is so dense.
So they return.
It is so
Capture
dense.
the altars
Look,
quickly, heroes.
it doesn't look like I've even done anything. Okay, now it's starting to look a lot clearer. This area here is kind of the base location that I've been focusing on. And no! I have so few rockets. I really could have used that as an opportunity to take that out. Now I'm going to have to fill her up. Anyway, now it's shearing time. Okay, you know, earlier on I said there's nothing more satisfying than efficiency 5 haste 2 mining. Well, kind of forgot about this. Nice. This is looking... Wait, it's not looking better. Okay, it's definitely not an improvement. I much prefer the jungle, but it's looking like the beginnings of something. We now have space to start constructing. That's hilarious. I've just popped through into my base. So, at the end of the previous episode of Hermitcraft, where I officially got good, I sent Grian a message using our messaging system telling him that I got good, and he sent one back saying he's got doors. I guess that means that he's completed his Hermit Challenge. I mean, I think it would be safe to assume that the Hermit Challenge has been completed, and maybe we should go and meet up and kind of confirm things quickly. Yeah, let's do that. Hermit Challenges area, let's go. But of course, because this is Hermit Challenges, I can't just put a message in the chat. That's kind of not how these things work. So I've lobbed a sapling at him, and I think that got his attention.
You know you can just send a message in chat, right?
Dude, this is Hermit Challenges, okay? You know how it is. You this isn't your first rodeo. You know how these things work. It has to be the most obscure method of summoning.
I'll keep that in mind. Next time I got a challenge for you, it's going to be the most ridiculous way of letting you know possible. I'm not going to be like, hey Mumbo, I got a challenge for you. No. It's going to be crazy.
All right. Well, okay. Speaking of challenges, I think it's safe to say, I mean, look at me. First off, look at me.
Yeah. Did you get good.
Dead.
Ooh.
Looking good.
Diamond.
Looking
Yeah,
good.
looking-
Hang on,
looking
I've
good
got
so
stuff to
far.
show you. Look. Wait.
I can't see what's in your ender chest.
I've done that. I've done that quite a few times. Look at this, hey?
A beacon, you know?
That's not too bad. I've also got this. I don't know if this counts, but
Bell.
yeah, I don't know why I showed him that either. I have some shulker boxes. These are a bit of a nightmare. You can also see in this chest.
Wow.
I'm getting
Wow,
good.
you've been busy.
Yeah.
I also was half expecting you just to kidnap Good Times with Scar.
It did cross my mind. But no, I
That'd have been
thought
a cheeky way. That would have been a cheeky way of completing the challenge, but
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
accept it. Okay, I will thoroughly accept that you've got good. You've got a lot of stuff here. You've kitted yourself out, beacon, and do I need to show you the doors that I've got?
Well, first you have to ring this bell. You have to ring the bell to say that I've completed the challenge. As I say, you technically already did ring a bell, but I think this is the specific bell.
Okay. It really pains me. Fine. It really hurts. It hurt my soul a
I
little
could see the hesitation. All right, well, I've seen that you've removed my doors, which actually almost made me come unstuck this morning. When I came downstairs, there was just a creeper in the bottom area of my base.
Your door is right here. I've been labeling the doors. Admittedly, most of the doors that I have belong to Scar. But there's Scar 1, there's Scar 3 and 4. There's Scar door 1, and then I've got another 4 from Scar, which I haven't labelled yet. So I've got about 8 doors from Scar at the moment.
Does he know what's going on? Like, I suppose I know what's going on, so it's kind of a little bit more predictable. I know to
doesn't.
leave my door kind of just gone, okay? Because I know that as soon as I place the door, it's gonna go. But
He has no
Scar
idea.
doesn't know what's going on.
Every time I record with him, he keeps saying like, "Sarge's taking my door key." It's really.
All right, well, I'm fairly satisfied that you have been.
So I have to stop now? I can stop now?
No. Remember, it's the whole season, but I'm satisfied with your progress. I guess we'll do like a progress update every month or so, you know, and you can show me further doors. I look forward to just. You're gonna need shulker boxes and shulker boxes. For
I'm
this
gonna need a
things.
ridiculous. I'm gonna have to think of a smart way to get rid of these doors.
All right, dude. Well, I mean, it's been fun. Hermit challenges. Everything's gone successfully. I'm feeling good, and I will look out for any saplings that you drop down to me or anything like that when you want to challenge me to anything else. But anyway, yes, it's been cool. Yeah, things wrap up real fast with Hermit challenges. Well, I would say that was pretty successful. I officially got good. So now we are back at the future base area, fully removed all of the logs now, so we can start just working out some shapes. Okay, I'm just going to start doing some geometry. Hello, Kubo. You just barged into my room. How are you? You feeling good? Right, this is 80 blocks out from where I want the center to be. We are cutting it real fine to get to the hobbit hole there.
Enemies took out a keep.
I don't think that's going to be a problem because this will be like the central area. All of this is staying, then all of this area will probably be mined out and down quite a long way. I mean, I'm trying to work out ideas in my head as I'm going along. This is kind of what I'm thinking. And I've made a little bit more progress. I've kind of got the first quarter of the shape in place. So this here is going to be the outer edge of my base. So the slightly more organically shaped stuff is going to be happening in the middle, but then we're going to have a hard line outer edge of the base. And I feel like it's worth pointing out this is just measurement. So the actual stuff is going to be going on the floor. It's going to be down on the ground. But I'm just laying out the shape and I'm working out how big this thing is going to be, and I'm going to start placing in other elements so that I can just get a feel for how it's going to interact with the space. But I'm liking the size of this thing. I mean, it's looking quite impressive. Time to do the other segments, and now it's starting to feel pretty enormous. It's starting to feel huge. Look at this. If I just fly up into the sky quickly and then look down, look at that. And you can see there is the central island. So that's where our main tower is going to be growing out of. But then, as mentioned earlier, so the main tower is going to be the old bit. But then there's also going to be 8 towers on each one of the segments around this area here. So we've got 4 kind of correctly orientated ones, and then we've also got 4 diagonal ones. Definitely going to be interesting. But I'm feeling pretty positive that it's going to look cool because I'm actually taking inspiration from a Reddit post that I saw. Now, I never browse Reddit. I used to back in the day, but now
We have secured
essentially
the
it made me spend far too much time on the toilet, to be honest with you. I would spend hours just reading silly posts and stupid stories and looking at pictures of cats and dogs and everything like that. It was really affecting my productivity, so I had to stop. But just before Hermitcraft Season 7 started, I took a look onto the Minecraft subreddit and I saw this post by a user called Vesco. I'll put a link to it down in the description. But essentially, it was a picture of this incredible base. And I really loved the idea of it. I loved the way that it was set up. So for this season of Hermitcraft, I'm kind of going to follow a fairly similar vibe, but of course with some pretty significant changes being made. The tower bases are coming in. The tower bases are coming in. They look very, very small right now. They do look small, actually. But I mean, the footprint of them is going to be quite a lot bigger. I'm starting it out myself, and that's scary. I'm also really, really struggling to lay out how this tower is going to work sideways. You know, the straight ones, they're pretty easy, but the diagonals are difficult. I mean, it was difficult enough to just find the center of this diagonal. Right, I feel like it's worth mentioning, okay, that these templates, they look very rigid, okay? They look very sharp. Whereas this one looks like I've left it out in the sun for too long. I promise you, okay, the towers are actually going to look the same. Now, you have to remember that we're taking the inside shape of these, and there's actually some interesting bits going on with the way that the inside shape of these actually work. It's kind of a little bit more like this, but just the way that the outline of that shape has happened, it looks really, really soft, when I can promise you in reality it also looks super, super sharp, and it's going to look modern and futuristic and clean cut. I promise. Okay, I promise. Now, I've got to say this episode has been hugely helpful for my brain, alright? Because, to be quite frankly honest, I've been stressing out. I've been secretly stressing out over the past couple of days, thinking about how I'm going to start work on my base. So now that I've actually laid out a framework and I kind of have a rough idea what's going on, I can start picking this thing apart and start working out how I'm actually going to start attacking certain elements. So I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. It's been a lot of fun to record, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. And as per usual, you know, if you're stuck inside your house, there's plenty more content to watch. You can see it on the end screen right here. We've got other Minecraft videos, or if you're interested in the filming side of things, specifically classic cars, really cool classic cars, of course there is the filming channel video as well that you can check out, little mini documentary that I've made. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. The Hermitcraft server's gone a bit wild. I'm standing in an area that is filled with the severed heads of members of the server. The head games have begun, and well, I kind of feel a bit bad because I'm on the non-combatant side, right? But I kind of want to be a part of this. Can I join late? I think I'm going to join late. I mean, I'm a tiny bit terrified because it only started, well, very recently, and already this mayhem has ensued. Now, apparently the only thing that I have to do is write my name on this side of the wall, and that means that I can now be killed for my head. Apparently, though, my head has already done the rounds on the server. So that's good. I never thought I'd say this, but I am thankful. I'm very thankful for wandering traders right now, because that's the only way that people could have got my head. Right, where should I put my diamonds then? I want to buy 400 blocks in the shopping district, because I've come up with an idea for a shop that I actually think is going to be quite cool. So maybe we put them out the back here. Is that good enough? Have I broken any rules? Please tell me I haven't broken any rules. Having taken a look around, I've concluded that this spot right here, in this kind of zone, is perfect. So we need to build up a 20 by 20 square or some form of divisible of 400 blocks, and then we'll be sorted. Property of Bumbo Big Bucks Baggins. Not Baggins, Baggins. Baggins. That was the weirdest clip I think I've ever recorded in my life. Now, we are going to be going back over to the shopping district at some point later on in the episode to work on my shop idea, but I've been non-stop thinking about what I'm going to do with my base. Alright, it's been on my mind a lot. So I feel like we should try our best to make a little bit more progress on this thing. I've got a lot of jungle clearing to do because, I mean, if we look at this thing, it's quite a big space. We need to clear out all of the area around it. We need to drop down this octagon right here so that it's actually on the floor level so we can start working out how that's going to function. And then we kind of want to start doing some block palette tests, which is definitely going to be interesting. I'm going to feel so bad when I have to give my Hobbit Hilltop a shave. Maybe I leave that, okay, because I can't imagine this without all of that bamboo. We're barely even halfway done, and this is how much wood I've managed to get. That is nuts. This is a big space. Another hour has passed, and this is what we still have. I don't understand. I've filled 3 chests with wood blocks. Is the jungle just regrowing as I'm taking it out? I think the big issue is that there's just so many leaf blocks around. I'm just going to do some bushwhacking for a while. You know, I think it was in the previous episode that I said that doing this was one of the most satisfying things in Minecraft. I was definitely wrong. I've been doing it for the past 4 hours, and it's well and truly got old. And the jungle's still here, and I've used a stack of iron blocks just on shears alone. That's crazy. Anyway, these 2 trees are the final 2 trees that are left in my jungle. So this is it. These should be the final leaf blocks that I actually have in this area. And if we fly out, I have to say, it does look quite impressive. Like, now that we fly around, it's made me realize, actually, I've done quite a lot there. That's a lot. I don't know how I thought that was only going to take like an hour. That's what I had in my head. Okay. Anyway, let's get away from the base building stuff for the time being and start working on a different project. I've received a message from Grian just saying tag to Electric Boogaloo.
Get ready to free them.
Tag to Electric Boogaloo. I mean, I saw his thumbnail the other day. It seems like tag has started again, but what on earth is Electric Boogaloo? Does this mean there's going to be dance moves? Are there dance moves involved? I kind of hope that there's dance moves involved. Also, as you can quite clearly see, I can't find any space to put my logs and leaves because my storage system is filled with logs and leaves. I've just bought some firework rockets from the shopping district. I can't help but notice, I think I might have bought the wrong firework rockets. Let's see how this looks. I mean, it's not even impressive looking. Anyway, having put up with that for around about 4,000 blocks, I am now over here in the gravel biome. I'm picking this up so that I can actually start making myself some concrete because we're going to need it for the store that I want to build. Here's the thing. It looks like people have already been to this gravel biome because this is some of the only gravel left. I mean, there's a few spots over there, but for the most part, it looks pretty cleared out. Oh, for goodness sake. That's not what I wanted to see now that I've flown all the way out here. Oh, that's always depressing. I'm honestly not 100% certain what colours I'm going to use for this, so I'm going to grab a handful, and I guess we'll try out different ones. I'm gradually removing all the flowers out from in front of my base, which, you know, could probably do with some clearing up at some point. As much as I love that bouncy castle, I think it might be time for it to go. It has been a while since I've had to do this. It's been a while, and it's more satisfying, I remember, actually. I've gotten used to having to do the TNT stuff, things like that. That is pretty cool. It's not actually so bad. This view is also very entertaining. Now I am struggling just a tiny bit on how I'm actually going to build like the main shell of this thing. So the idea is that there's going to be a structure, I guess, made out of stone bricks and stone, or the smooth stone that we have in the middle here. We'll have the main structure, and then our concrete is going to be wrapping around, and we're going to have a lot more colors than this, I think. Yeah, I think that's a wise move. And trust me, I will explain my idea for the store in a second. I'm sure all of you are a little bit confused. But now the actual structure is all completed. And I would say it looks pretty cool. I always like the feeling of the texture in the builds. I always like that look of like the notchiness and the different block textures and then the gap between them and stuff like that. I personally like it, and I just, you know me, I like symmetricalness, I like repeating patterns. This is very much a me build. But as you can see, we've got some arrows on the front here. So I've got 2 interesting things to explain about this shop, because this shop is very different from a lot of the other shops that are on the server. So first things first, this shop isn't going to be sticking around. This is essentially a pop-up shop. To make the most out of the diamonds that I've spent on this plot, I am going to tear down this shop, once I feel like it's run its course. And that's what I'm going to do with my shops. So I'm going to build a shop, okay, and then when I feel like, you know, the shop's kind of done its thing, I'm going to tear that shop down and build another shop in its place. So we've got very limited availability here. The next thing I want to explain is the arrows, okay? Now the reason I've got the arrows on this shop is because it represents how you actually pay. You see, the deal in this shop is amazing. Alright, because I'm essentially going to be giving away the items in here. There is going to be one set of items available in this shop, and the first person who comes to the shop will be able to get those items for free. However, it comes with a stipulation that they then have to pass a good deed on to another player. So, say for example, Grian walks into this shop and he decides he wants to take the shulker box. Okay, and this shulker box is filled to the brim with really good stuff. Much, much better than the stuff that's currently in my shulker box. What you would then do is take the shulker box away, remove all of the items from the shulker box, but then refill the shulker box with a bunch of good stuff to give to someone else. So for example, he could give a bunch of terraforming supplies to Scar. Scar would then take those items out of the shulker box and refill the shulker box with a bunch of good stuff himself. So you could perhaps give redstone supplies to Iskall. Iskall would then take the redstone supplies, fill up the shulker box with slime, and give them to Tango. And you get the idea. This shulker box should be passed around the server with a bunch of different good deeds. I really hope that makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense. I feel like it makes sense, and I think it could be quite interesting because I've never really done anything like this before. Cool. That's enough rambling. Let's actually get back to work on building it. And I have all of the arrows in place now wrapping around the building, and they do look cool. It's an interesting concept for a build, but there's something not quite right. So I'm trying out adding in some stained glass between each one of the arrows, just so it kind of breaks it up a little bit, because this isn't quite right. It feels like there needs to be something between the pair of them, if you get what I mean. This is a really tricky build. I'm really struggling here. I spent a long time on this. That has made a pretty huge difference though. This is definitely an interesting looking store. Okay, so it's not going to win any like beauty awards. It's a bit depressing when you see builds like that and you're like, that just looks fantastic. This is definitely a very different kind of store. It is unique though. It is unique, okay, and it says exactly what the store does. So I would say that we have been successful. Yeah, you know what I'm going to say? We've been successful. Alright, I can often beat myself up. Okay, you know what I'm like. I never refer to myself as a builder. I'm definitely not a builder. Okay, and I would say we have taken a unique and interesting concept and actually managed to bring it into reality. And that is something to be proud of. Cool. Okay, we still have to do the inside. But I think I'm going to go to bed. So, good night. And after AFKing overnight, we got very little iron because of this guy. This guy right here. Now, this has actually happened before, and I have to say, I tried to troubleshoot this for quite some time this morning. I eventually ended up calling up Iskall because he knows a lot more about mob mechanics than me. Essentially, he laughed at me. There's a solid block in this system right here. This block right here. How could I not have noticed that? So the iron golem just spawns there and chills there and then shuts down the entire iron farm. I worry about myself sometimes, I really do. Especially because I opened up the call by saying that iron golems can't spawn in water, so I don't understand why he's in there when my literal spawning platforms are covered in water. The whole farm relies on... I give up. And now Tango's in my base. That's a good thing. I like Tango a lot.
Hello, Mumbo. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I'm curious as to how you got in. I just kind of came up through here and just saw you chilling out.
A hobbit hole. One of the hobbit holes, yeah.
one of the hobbit holes.
One of the many hobbit holes, yes. So hey, I have a task for you, or a request, I should say. If you're okay with it.
Yeah. Well, it depends what it is, but
yeah, I
yes.
guess. Yeah. Give me your head. No. Yeah. So yeah, I'm doing a little thing with ZF. Okay, we're doing a kind of blindy build off, and we need some hermits to donate some buildable blocks and or items or nonsense. So
Right.
if I could get you to put 20 unique buildable items in that shulker.
20 unique.
20 unique. Yes.
So do they have to be? Are we talking? So say for example, if I put like a chest in here, and then when you say unique item, so I can't just put like 26 iron blocks. Would that go down as a unique item, or you just need single?
20 individual items are all done. Yes.
Right. Okay. Right, well, I suppose I've kind of got the ball rolling here. I guess a chest and an iron block.
There you go. Perfect. Good
That's
start.
not too bad. Now this is perfect. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with the
Oh
concept.
man, a green head. they're indistinguishable.
They really are. They really are. In fact, actually, while we're on the topic of why not, that's
I mean,
unemployed
are you sure you want to
villagers.
get, those are worth points right there. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm actually giving you points for the head one. Gradually, I made my way through the list and eventually managed to get myself 20 blocks in the shulker box. As far as block pallets go, this is probably the worst.
If I need to build a two-headed mine cart thing, I'm okay. Anything else, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, that's a problem. What else? What can be the final thing that I give you?
Make it count. Yep.
Okay, some granite. It's probably my least favourite
That's
Talents
fine.
upgrade
All
your
right.
hero in a
of the
multitude
blocks.
of ways.
So there we go.
Okay,
that is your mix.
That is beautiful. That's an amazing magical combination you got.
Fantastic.
There. All right. So step 2 now is
Right.
I need you to write a thing that can be built in Minecraft, like kind of a silly thing to build in Minecraft, and
Right.
then I need you to put your name at the end of it as well. So car-mumbo. That kind of
That's a predictable. That I can understand.
Don't do
why
a car,
You,
yeah.
you can understand why you would do that. I have actually. I've come up with an idea because I feel
Okay.
like this might be the first time one of these has ever been built in Minecraft.
Oh,
So
splendid.
I'm honestly not 100% certain how you spell it though. So let me know if this is totally wrong.
Great. So yeah, we're gonna put all these papers. We're getting different papers from all the hermits. We're gonna put them into the dispenser, press a button, and a random one will come out.
Well-
so if we pick yours, I'll bring the results back in this program or something.
I feel sorry for you. I've put it in there.
Okay.
Are you allowed
I
to
guess
see
I
it?
should look. I'm not supposed to, but I really want to. Are you serious?
I mean, a bidet might be,
I think yeah. I think yeah. That's gonna be interesting.
especially with the block palette that I provide.
Yeah.
I am
mean,
not in
I know.
time.
I know where Green's head's going.
That's interesting. I really can't wait to see the end result of that build off. That sounds hilarious. Anyway, we are now back over at the shopping district, continuing work on our store, and I have to say I've done a little bit of work on the details. I've removed all of the iron blocks from the bottom, and I've kind of given this thing a proper base. I've cleaned up. I've just cleaned it up a tiny bit, and it has made it probably 4 times better. Like when I left last night, I was like, I think the store's okay, but I'm not so sure on it. Whereas now, I actually think this thing looks really cool. And now we also have an interior for this thing, and I've got to say, I've been panicking about lighting this thing up properly, and I've been panicking about the area around it as well, thinking that there's going to be mobs attacking all the time. I just remembered, I'm in a mushroom biome. Nothing spawns in here, and that's really interesting because it means that you can start playing with light and dark in your builds. Like, I'm not necessarily saying that I've done it with this build at all, but we can actually start having some moody dark builds. That's gonna be pretty sweet. Anyway, this is what I've currently got. I quite like the idea of the water going around the outside. It's fairly open plan, simply because there's not really going to be too much in here. I think these might be some of the first squid that I've actually seen in Hermitcraft Season 7. Wow, that guy actually... Have squids changed? Squid now... This guy is off! I have never run into issues with squid escaping. Is this a recent addition to the game? Am I going crazy here? What? Anyway, the reason that I'm out here squid hunting is because I need to make a book and quilt. See, look, he was chilled. That squid that I ran into, he was like, I'm not having any of this. That's hilarious. But of course, the reason that I need a book and quilt is so I can write out how this store is used, because this store's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? And I've made a very slight change to the way that the store works that I think actually makes it a lot better. And I can promise you I've rewritten this book about 15 times. I'm struggling so much with the wording. It says, welcome to the Pass It On store. The contents of this barrel are free to take. Woo! With one condition. That was the least energetic woo ever. I apologize, everyone. With one condition, you must refill the barrel with items you think other players will find useful. So, as an example, the barrel is filled with enchanted books and tools. You then take those items and refill the barrel with redstone supplies. The next person takes the redstone supplies and fills it with sugar boxes, and so on. This store operates in good faith, meaning you should always try to replace the existing items with items of equivalent value. Feel free to get creative. Basically, don't fill it with dirt. Happy trading, Mumbo. So instead of having to pass on the shulker box to specific players, what I thought would be better is if this barrel actually stays within the store and you refill the barrel with things that you find useful, then people can pop into the store, see what's in the barrel. If it tickles their fancy, they can take the items and fill it with something else that the other players of the Hermitcraft server might find useful. I like this idea. It's essentially like a centralized trading post. It seems cool to me. Let's see how well it goes. Hopefully we don't get a barrel full of dirt. Oh, and I feel like it's worth mentioning, I'm not actually going to make any diamonds off of this. I'm not going to earn anything from this shop. I just think it's an interesting concept to play around with on the Hermitcraft server. Anyway, as you can see, my barrel currently reads work in progress. That's because I actually need to fill it up with items, and I need to work out what would be good as the first barrel. Right, this is what I've got so far. We've got iron blocks. I'm going to have 2 stacks of sea lanterns. Don't worry, I'm not going to cheap out on them like that. We've also got all of the supplies to make 8 stacks of concrete, mending books, silk touch books. Would emeralds be a good thing to put in there? I mean, I thought I'd just kind of mix and match with all sorts of different things. I mean, these emeralds are going to pay for diamond armor for the time being, but I think anything left over could be good. It's just this is the first shulker box. It has to be good. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? It looks nice. I feel like we need a few more emeralds, maybe 32 on each side, so that it's a full stack in total, and we have 4 more slots. And after deliberating for quite some time, I think I now have the finalized barrel. So this is what it looks like. It looks impressive, doesn't it? When you open up that barrel, it's like, all right, okay. So I think you know, we've got firework rockets in here now. We've got some nether quartz. We've got diamonds too. I mean, this is a box and a half. So this is incredibly useful to pick up. And obviously, the thing that the next person swaps in is also going to be really interesting to see. I'm genuinely curious what someone puts into this barrel. Now, I thought before I head back to my base, I would just quickly see how these letters fit on top of the build. And to my luck, they're framed perfectly within the structure. So let's see how they actually look on there.
Defend it at all costs.
Honestly, not sure. Is it because they need to drop all the way down?
Get back in there as soon as you can.
I mean,
you got this.
I don't know. I was really expecting that to look a lot better. Yep, that was the problem. Now that they go all the way down to the bottom, it actually looks like a solid thick. That looks really cool. For some reason, it reminds me of Wreck-It Ralph. I don't know why. It just has a Wreck-It Ralph vibe. I can't stop flying up into the sky and looking at it. I can't help myself. Nice. This is transformed into a unique little shop. And as I say, can't wait for people to start using it. And you know, earlier on in the episode, I said that thing about pop-up shops. I honestly don't know if I could remove this anymore. We might have to rethink that idea. I like the idea. I like the idea a lot. But then I also really like this store a lot. And I would feel bad removing it. And I also just like the concept of the store as well. I'm interested to see where it goes. Anyway, there's something that I want to do quickly. As you all know, Scar is a customer of Kuguma Enterprises, and he seems very happy with his Kuguma Vault. In fact, he transformed it recently. Yeah, it's now become a Kuguma because Graham keeps stealing his doors. I wonder how that's happened. Anyway, I'm bringing a new product to the market soon, which is called the Kapuma. And I personally think you will be interested in it, so I thought I'd leave a message for him. Hopefully he gets back to me soon. Anyway, coming back to my wasteland, and it definitely is a wasteland. First off, how did I think this was only going to take like 40 minutes to clear? What planet was I living on? But most importantly, yeah, it's looking fairly loggy at this point in time, so I should probably do something about that. Will that make an entertaining time lapse? I feel like that could actually make an entertaining time lapse. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a third-person time lapse. You can watch all of the stumps quickly get removed from my landscape. This actually ended up being a relatively quick job. It only took about half an hour to get all of the stumps removed. And it's added another 5 stacks of logs. I have so many logs now that I actually can't fit them in my storage system. I'm overflowing with wood. It's ridiculous. Anyway, popping back onto the server now. Or not, as the case may be. As you can see right here, authentication servers has gone down. So now I logged out of the server just after doing that time lapse, and from there, nope, can't play online. I can't play online. My skin is not being fetched. So this is not the end that I was expecting for this Hermitcraft episode, but it's been a fun one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya. And actually, on the topic of skins and things, sometimes I think about how how my entire YouTube channel has been based around that skin that I found by chance. If you look at the start of my YouTube channel, I didn't have this skin that I use. I literally searched mustached businessman, and that's how I got my Minecraft skin. How strange is that? I have a crazy base. At least I plan on having a crazy base. You see, over the past couple episodes, we've kind of been working out some ideas for this thing. In the previous episode, I spent I think around about 6 hours in total just deforesting this area here. That should give you a pretty good idea of just how massive this area actually is. And in today's episode, we are going to do a lot more work on it. A lot more work on it. I actually plan on getting the starting foundations all worked out, which is absolutely terrifying, by the way, because you have to think, you know, the decisions that I make in this episode are going to last for the entire season. I'm going to be living with these decisions for years. And last night, I went to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning. I've had 4 hours of sleep. So maybe this isn't a good sign. Iscal actually gave me a massive number of slime blocks when he built up that bouncy castle. I was kind of expecting it to be about a stack. I don't know how. I don't know how my brain's working at the minute. Green has used my iron farm, and actually, he has paid me for... This is... I'm getting concerned. Green has changed. Green has really changed. I kind of feel bad about this now. By far, one of the coolest shops on the Hermitcraft server. This is absolutely amazing. Welcome to the Chest Monster Shop. Shulker box price, 5 diamonds. Ooh. And I can get free ender chests with my purchase. Ooh. Purchases have been made. And now here's my plan. Okay, the things that we're going to be doing in today's episode is we're going to be working on the towers that I've planned out. Those things right there. The surrounding iron blocks and things. They require a lot of stuff. So I'm going to take these 5 shulker boxes. Going to take them to a desert. Get 5 shulker boxes. Going to take them to a gravel area. 5 shulker boxes. Going to take them to a mining mazer. 5 shulker boxes worth. And I'm going to take them to the iron farm. 5 shulker boxes worth. Lots of shulker boxes. I think it's time for a super fast time lapse. And during this super...
Sorry guys, I can't come to lunch.
Faster
Focus up.
We've redesigned our trigger protectors for combat in the Nexus. Prepare to begin field testing.
I am returned.
Fast time lapse. I want to talk to you about Minecraft Dungeons because for me that came out of left field. I haven't really kept up with the Minecraft Dungeon stuff in the slightest, and then just as I was in the middle of recording this video, people started posting videos about it and I was like, what on earth? Where's that come from? And I'm not even into that sort of game, but there's something about just the Minecraft textures and the Minecrafty feel of it. I was sat there and I was itching because I really wanted to play it, but because I'm a total moron, I didn't request access to the beta in the slightest, so I'm going to be playing it like everyone else is when it eventually releases at some point in time, and I'm so envious. I'm so envious of everyone else. Anyway, that's enough Dungeons talk. Let's get back onto the Hermitcraft server. This is what 3 hours of resource gathering looks like. It looks pretty lovely. Now, the only thing that I will say is, and it's depressing, is that I don't even want to say it. Is that as I finished up filling my final shulker box with terracotta, I remembered that very recently I've actually changed the design. I've changed the design of my base to not make use of terracotta at all. So yeah, I spent a lot of time gathering this for no reason, absolutely no reason. But we do have lots and lots and lots of concrete resources though, so I suppose that's a positive. With that being said, there is one other piece of the puzzle, and of course it's these things. That's a decent number of iron blocks, but we need a lot more than that. So good to do my bit, and after AFKing overnight, this is what I've got. Not too bad, we can definitely work with it. Okay, so first things first, I need to build up the baseline of my base. This is where that giant octagon is actually going to be going, the level of my base area, and I think I'm going to build it around about here, and then I'm going to terraform up to it in a few of these places. I mean, we've got a lot of terraforming to do here, but we're definitely not going to be doing that today. No terraforming is going to be done today. Instead, what I wanted to do is just get that template down on the floor so I could see how high this base is going to be. So just completely forget about this area here. As cool as it is to have this gigantic crazy wall-looking thing, this is actually where the base is going to be going, and as I said, when we terraform, we're going to terraform the landscape up to it. So say for example this area here, the land is actually going to come up and meet with this, and then there's just 2 areas around the back, for example through here and also through that mountain as well, where I'm essentially going to have to slice this land mass right here. We're going to have to do a slice through it and then terraform these land masses so it looks like they've just naturally formed around this octagon. That is going to be a huge, gigantic project, and one that, as I say, I'm definitely not going to be worrying about today. Alright, let's start constructing some towers then, shall we? I mean, well, first things first, I need to get a lot of light grey dye, and I've just thought, how on earth do I get a lot of light grey dye? That is not an easy thing for me to get large quantities of now that I think about it. Or, I mean, that's handy. Wait, hang on, wait, what? So I just did a little bit of Wikipedia Googling. Those oxide daisies actually, they give us light grey dye. So I suppose if I just run around
2 steps
for a decent length of time and just pick these things up, we could be sorted. That's very, very, very helpful. Look at this. How did I never know that? Seriously, how did I not know that? And the white tulips as well. Why has nobody ever told me this information? I don't understand. Light grey dye is literally the easiest dye in the world to get large quantities of. Oh my goodness, the list goes on. The list goes on. What doesn't drop light grey dye in Minecraft? I am going to be here for quite some time. This is gonna be a long one. These are the times that I really miss my TNT activated version. Here we are then. Okay, so I've built up a little dirt frame that we can start constructing this tower from. I'm not going to be building this from the floor because, I mean, I started placing the blocks on the floor, and then I realized that if we are actually terraforming up to this, there really is no point. That would be a waste of resources. So now that we're here, I'm just going to start chucking the frame I think I'm going to build the outside frame first and then potentially look to start filling it in. Oh no! It was bound to happen at some point. I've fallen foul to my own challenge.
There is always hope.
Oh, and all my ladders are gone, so I can't even get up into my base. Just for a frame of reference here, this is 11 stacks of light grey concrete. 11 stacks. Right there. And that's not even half the height. Sometimes I do have to stretch because I've gone too far. Especially as, well, I've used up all of the flowers within like a 100 block radius of my base. And this is how far that's got me. So how far out am I going to have to go to make the rest of these? Hold up. Can you now make dispensers with used bows? Is that a recent thing? I feel like that's a recent thing, and that's probably one of the best changes ever. Anyway, the reason that I need a dispenser is because I'm going to see how well a little flower farm will work. So we've got a dispenser down here, bone meal. We're going to be pushing the grass blocks back and forth, and I'm going to make use of the bone meal that I've actually got from my iron farm. I just want to warn you, this next clip is incredibly loud. This does seem to be working very, very nicely though. I've put 1 stack of bone meal in. Let's see how much we get from that. Seems like we're actually going to get quite a lot. Oh, this is perfect. We are set. We are 100% set. Okay, so I've got one side of our template all sort of planned out, and it looks it looks totally wild, but I feel like this is a good time to mention that with this build right here, I'm taking some pretty serious inspiration from Reddit user Vesco. I'll put a link to his Reddit post down in the description so you can see what I'm working from. Now, his design was made out of prismarine and dark prismarine, and it was also a little bit taller. There was an extra bit, but I don't think I'm going to be having that in my build because I kind of like the idea of it looking... This almost feels like a cut. Do you know what I mean? When these are spread out, there's going to be 8 of them around. It's going to look like they're kind of pointing towards the sky. I really, really like that concept. Especially when, of course, we get our massive, organic, old, ruinous tower built up in the center that goes right the way up to the sky limit. I mean, that is going to look... It's going to look crazy. It's going to look totally, totally crazy. Anyway, let's work on the other side of this. The view from my hobbit hole is hilarious. That gives a good idea of how massive this thing is. That is a solid, solid, solid replacement for the box. Nice, it's actually getting used. Amazing. Is this one of the loudest machines in Minecraft? I feel like that could have been one of the loudest machines in Minecraft. That might just be the most lucky I've ever been in Minecraft. Look at all the stuff that's here. This is literally all the things for this project. We've got my precious items. A creeper just wandered in, okay, went to ignite, I punched him, and he fell in this water just as he exploded. Didn't cause any damage. I now feel like a professional. I'm back over here again already. I can't believe how much this is using. But, I mean, I should have known, because now that I've actually got all of the grey concrete in place, you can see, yeah, that this is actually a massive thing. So if we fly out, just imagine 8 of these. It's going to look so cool. I'm excited to build the diagonals as well. And then you have to remember that currently it's hollow, right? That is hollow. That is going to be filled up with white concrete and iron blocks. So the white concrete and the iron blocks is going to be going in there in kind of like a noisy pattern, I guess you could say. So it's just going to be random between white blocks, white concrete and iron blocks. And then there's also going to be some added details too. I mean, this looks mean. This looks seriously cool. But just building this one has taken me, I would realistically say, about 8 hours, maybe 9 hours in total. So, and it's not finished. No, it's totally not finished either. I will say I'm including the gathering of resources in that equation, which we still do have plenty of. So I suppose that's a bonus. Anyway, I thought it would be interesting to see just how far this set of resources right here goes in terms of filling up the actual build. I'm going to make a bet here. I personally think that it will take us up to that level there. I would say that level there. Yeah, I'm going to be optimistic. That's like half an inventory's full. Now, I can't remember if I've spoken about this in a redstone video or if I did it in a Hermitcraft episode or when I did it, but the best way to get random textures in Minecraft is to fill your hotbar with the things that you want to place down and then scroll really aggressively with your mouse and then just right click. This is a terrible example. There we go. So you get randomized textures. It's fantastic. Tell you what isn't fantastic though. 24 stacks later, and boom, this is where we're at. This is where we're at right now. We got a lot less than I was expecting, but a huge positive, okay, a huge positive is that it does look nuts. It looks so cool now that we've started filling it in. You know, when I had the framework, I was like, I'm not sure, I'm not 100%. Now that we actually have this being solid, it looks so good. And just picturing the 8 of them, that's all I'm doing right now, is I'm picturing the 8 of them surrounding this huge tower. Might be the weirdest noise I've ever made. Anyway, I can't help but finish this thing. Let's get this thing done. And I've got to say, I think I'm finding my rhythm finally with this. I'm starting to understand how the process works. To do the to place in the remaining blocks took just an hour, which is nice compared to the rest of the build. And again, I can't say this enough, and I know it sounds like I'm blowing my own trumpet here, but I can't get over how cool it looks. I feel so happy. I loved having the Hobbit hole, and I've loved having the Hobbit hole, but there's nothing like starting a base, especially a mega base like this one. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting few episodes coming up. Let's have a fly around it. Let's take a closer look. The thing that I find interesting here is it looks so imposing compared to the rest of the landscape. Like, look, you kind of lose a sense of scale because it's next to a jungle forest, and jungle forests are really tall. But then when you see it compared to just regular things like normal trees, look at the size of it. Awesome. Okay, so we've done 1 of 8 of these towers. I think at some point in the near future, I'm just going to have to do a mega-sode where I build up all 8 of them all in the same episode, because I don't want to drag this process out too long. I really want to get started on this, but goodness me, is finishing all of that daunting. Anyway, let's get away from the base building for the time being and check out something that Iskal's recently done. I was watching his videos the other day and I saw that he built this rather ridiculous looking thing. This is a bit wild. This is a bit crazy. Okay, so this is a gold farm, and the reason that gold farms are interesting is because they are truly AFK XP farms. So unlike the Guardian farms and the Skeleton farms and the Blaze farms and things like that, where you have to actively kill things to get your XP and you can't really just stand there and do nothing, gold farms are great because basically you just have to aggro one of these pigmen and then they just kill themselves constantly, and then you get all the XP for it. And I want to use it. I really want to use it. I mean, just look at this. We could be building our circuits out of gold like Iskal does. Even though gold is a totally useless block, there's something about it that just makes it so cool. Now, the reason I went over there is because I know that Iskal has just done a redesign of his slime shop, and the idea is hilarious, right? So you pay 1 diamond and you get anywhere between 32 to 576 slime and a chance at a golden ticket, which gives you use of his gold farm. You don't actually get any of the gold loot, but I think I can convince him maybe with 12 bamboo. So let's do this, right? Haha! Yes! Oh, what a win! I got it straight away. Nice. So I can actually use his. I'm the luckiest. Look at me. Oh, look at this. Right, let's go to his base and annoy him. Iskal, I've got my hands on one of these. I was trying to buy some slime, right? And yes, that came through. Now,
congratulations. Do you feel special?
I mean, I do feel special, but I was reading through the signs and I couldn't help but notice there was a sign that specifically said, and it might be a mistake, so it's fine, that I couldn't take the golden loot that I'd farmed.
We can't handle.
Is that a mistake?
Oh, no, that's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, because like you get all the XP, you have to mend your tools.
Right.
It's an AFK-able XP farm, better than bamboo burning.
Yeah, but you can't build the circuits out of gold and then not expect me to want to build.
That not look good?
It does look really good, and that's why I've come over here, brandishing this golden token to throw it in your face and say, you know what? Okay, I'm not happy, but I could be happy if you just give it back to me, because I feel like these. Yeah, I could be happy if I was able to get the golden loot. So I've come at you with a deal, all right? And you're gonna like it. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm always interested in some bargain. Yeah.
All right.
It's going great.
Hermit challenges, okay? Hermit challenges. New members, extra friends for all of us. Benefits you because Sometimes I watch you from afar, and I see you don't have many visitors to this place. If you got more people into Hermit Challenges, you'd have more friends, you'd be happier. You'd be happy. Do you want happiness, dude?
I am happy.
In fact, you know what? It's an even bigger gift because I'm bestowing upon you the ability to add new members to Hermit Challenges, which previously that was a power that only belonged to me. You will be able to say loudly many times in people's ears, Hermit Challenges initiation. All right, and you know how to get you know how it works. You know the whole sacred biscuits, which I'll deliver those to you. Ringing the bell, setting fire to blocks and things like that. You know how it all works. You're familiar with it. You've gone through it yourself. You've experienced it fully. You just do a bit of that action, right? Okay. New people, more friends. Iskal's happy. Everyone's pleased. Mumbo gets lots and lots of gold in his inventory. It honestly is always a pleasure. It really is. It's nice seeing you every single time we pop by, and I'm glad that we got this worked out. I think Iskal said about 4 words during that entire meeting, but it sounds like there were words of agreement. So happy days. I've returned back to my base, and it seems like not only am I building a tower over here, but also building a tower inside my orbit hole. But the latest message is a compliment from Grian saying that my base is looking awesome. That's very, very kind of him. I need to use that messaging service more often, but I can never think of what to say. No, I can't help myself. Okay, I've been looking at this thing right here, and I've been thinking it could do with a little bit of colour, and I spoke to Iskal about it, and he also said that it could do with an accent. The word accent is what he used, and I think he could be correct. That is really, really annoying. But yeah, having given it some thought, I 100% agree, and I personally think a really good colour that could go alongside it is cyan concrete, just to add like a bright flash of colour into the otherwise quite monotone build. So I'm going to give that a go. Not on a particularly large scale, just enough to see if it actually works. So I've only done 1.5 stacks. Obviously there's much more required to actually do this full thing, but if I spin around now, yes, that will look so good. If we wrap that right the way around the top and then down the bottom as well, so you have those 3 stripes being uniform throughout, that looks seriously cool and so futuristic. That looks so futuristic, and the color goes really, really nicely with the vibrant saturated colors of the jungle. I like this. I really, really like this. I'm pleased. Right, we've started my base. This is awesome. Thanks for watching. See you later. Whoa, that was abrupt. That came out of nowhere. End the video. Or not, actually. Now, just for some context, I was trying to get the thumbnail for my video. I was trying to work out some angles and things. And Iskal couldn't help himself. What on earth is this guy doing over here? He's replanting the jungle. That was so strange. I was looking. No, make him stop. Make him stop. I was looking up at my base. I was trying to find a good angle for the thumbnail, and then I saw a tree load in, and I thought the chunks were loading up. It was this guy. For goodness sake. It didn't even clock until I saw him. Sneaky activist. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I need to make this stop. I need to make this stop. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. But the good news is, I think he has given the official base name of Hermitcraft Season 7. It's going to be Mumbo Jumbo's bold and beautiful base. Stunning. So there we go. Now it is the official end of the video. I really do hope that you enjoyed. That was a really fun one. So good to get started on the base. Honestly, it feels so good. It feels so good to actually start work on like the main... Like that's going to be your home for the next 1.5 years, nearly 2 years. So it's a big moment, and I feel like we're pulling it off. We in double figures. It's episode 10. In the previous episode, we built up this rather ridiculous looking structure, which from this angle doesn't actually look that ridiculous, but if you fly out, yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one, and this is the start. This is the beginnings of my base. Now, I don't want to repeat myself too frequently, but you see this gigantic octagon that we have going around this gigantic empty area of the jungle here, which I've cleared by hand. There are going to be 7 more of these towers on each one of the sides of the octagon. So lots to do then. Lots and lots to do. And I'm going to try my best, really try my best, to get as much done in this episode as I possibly can. So here's the deal. I've got 3 days until this video is supposed to release. It is currently 9 AM on Friday morning, and this episode is releasing at 8 PM on Sunday night. Obviously, I've got to do some editing in that time of this video, and I have to sleep and eat and do all those other things, but other than that, all my time is available for Minecrafting, okay? And I just want to see how much I can get done, alright? So let's just get the ball rolling. That is very sweet of Iskal. He was doing a little end-busting stream the other day. Looks like he missed me, but he's provided me with 4 shulker boxes. This is the loudest farm in the world. I really need one of those TNT chambers. I'm considering building one in this episode because I think that would actually save me time overall with the amount of concrete that I'm going to be getting. Anyway, to start things off today, I'm just going to grind it out and I'm going to convert a bunch of concrete powder into hardened concrete. Oh, goodness me, that's an issue. This is a straight up issue. This is an issue. This is an issue. And I don't know what to do about it. I think maybe it might be smart if I move the area that I make the concrete away from all my valuables. That worked quite nicely, didn't have any more creeper related incidents, and now we have a tonnage of light grey concrete. That's probably enough to do one more tower. Seriously, I'm not joking. In fact, it seems like I'm going to be miles off because I've almost run out and I've only got one half of it built. The other half that I've just started, I've actually built in the wrong place somehow. I'm not entirely sure how, but that's what I've done. Well, that was frustrating, but I've managed. I took it all down and I started again, and it's now all constructed. This is the first of 7 that we have to build in today's episode, and that's 7 frameworks, and then we have to do all the filling in. Oh, and it used all of that grey concrete, so that means to make... I'm going to do 2 now, and that means that I need to make 3 inventories full. Which is quite a lot. I think it's going to take more than 3 days. Yeah, it definitely will if I keep doing things like this. So I've built up another one. That's just over there. And I've just almost finished this one. And then I've realised that I've actually built it 1 block too far to the left.
Indeed, I'm going to pull back.
I'm laughing because otherwise I'd be crying. Okay, and I think I'm doing both at the same time right now. To be frankly honest. Let's do some hermit challenges stuff. And by the looks of things, we've got ourselves a new member.
Sorry, I can't
sort of.
So I did what you said, Mumbo. I got a new friend for Hermit Challenges. Hermit Challenges, yay! Challenges.
Who is it? Who have you got? I mean, I know Stress is here, but there's it's only the pair of us that are still initiated, dude.
No. No, I did the thing. She ate the cookie. I dropped down from the tree. Weirdly in her eyes, she rang the bell, and I was like, Hermit Challenges, initiation, yay! I was super annoying.
I can't believe it. No, whoa. Iskal, dude, I trusted you, and I came to you, you know, I thought that you could handle this. Stress, look, could you just do me a favour, please, and could you just hit this button right here, this one right here?
Another favour?
Yeah. Just that button there,
that button?
That's all you needed to do, dude. Congratulations, Stress. You're now initiated. This useless man. You forgot the most important.
There was no tutorial coming with it. You didn't send off the tutorial.
How do you expect to send off the... okay, the fire needs to stay on. The fire needs to stay on, alright? Did you do that as well? Did you...
I'm completely useless. I should just... am I uninitiated? I should
no one can be uninitiated from Hermit Challenges.
I have no idea what I'm up for here. Like...
Okay. Well, here's the deal. All right, what you need to do, Stress, is I have a little bit of paper in my inventory, so take some of that. Iskal, take some of this.
Oh, we're doing this now? Oh,
useless.
For goodness sake, you didn't say this.
Useless. Okay, so here's how it works, right? Okay, I'll explain all the rules. You write out a challenge, you write out a bunch of challenges, and then I guess we'll put them in a dropper and maybe hit some buttons. I don't really know. And then Hermit Challenges.
Okay, I'm doing it. I got placed 10,000 blocks.
Hey, it's dude.
funny.
That is funny.
Oh my god, how am I supposed to do that?
That's quite a lot of blocks.
Yes. Okay.
What'd you get?
I got a good one.
What'd you-
Do
yeah.
good deeds.
Do good deeds. That's
Yeah.
that.
I'm not.
Good one.
I'm not gonna do one for you though.
No
I'm
one.
not gonna do one for you.
Do a Swedish themed episode. Do a Swedish themed episode. Are you joking me right
Yeah.
now?
May
That's it.
have been nice.
No.
Okay, yeah, well,
Yeah.
how about some of this action? How about some of this?
Okay.
Right, and then stress. If you wouldn't mind just getting in the cold room, the opposite cold room, wouldn't we,
This
you know.
this is
Too
so
close to comfort.
stupid.
Cool.
God. What? You can't give me both challenges. What?
Oh, no, you throw yours to me. Nice, cool. Okay, that's fantastic. And throw it into the flames. Wait, did you have the do 10,000? I thought you had the good deeds one.
What has just happened? I'm very confused. What are these called?
No
This
idea. I
is new.
stood in a yeah.
Well, no, this is the swap broth. You can stand in a swap broth.
Let's go!
You know, hermit swap broth. We can swap
What is
challenges if you want to.
No, I'm not do a Swedish themed episode.
Just so you know, to confirm your challenge, you just throw it into the fire, and then you confirm that you are actually taking on that challenge. Brilliant.
Have I got a choice?
And brilliant. Well, there we go. Hermit challenges all completed. And you know what? Placing 10,000 blocks, we are going to breeze straight past that in today's episode. 1 day down, 2 to go. This is how far we've managed to get. And yeah, I mean, are we behind schedule? We might be a bit. I don't know. It does look good though. It does. I don't know why my voice is stuck so high. This is going to be difficult. This is going to be really, really difficult. Trying to work out the diagonals is a nightmare. I'm laughing because I'm stressed out because I have rebuilt this and I've started again. That doesn't look right to me. Is that the right height? They haven't gone to the same height at all, have they? Have they? No, that's definitely 1 block higher. Now this has happened. I managed to sort out that height problem, but just getting that shouldn't look like that. That looks totally wrong. This is all wrong. And I've barely gone past square one. Alright, we're now 2 hours into this specific tower here, just this tower. And things are going well. I mean, I've finally managed to work out a system of how to build this effectively. And not easily. Easily is not the term that I would use, but at least it's now starting to make sense. So I'm starting to find a rhythm with it, and now I think we're kind of on the home straight of getting this shape completed. And another couple hours later, staring at this is making my brain hurt, because to me, this looks like it's going away from me. This looks like it's coming towards me. That looks like it's going away. Then there it looks like it's coming towards me. But this looks like a straight line. It's all like a strange optical folding illusion in my head. But all of that is totally flat. Look at this guy. He's trying to pick up all the seeds on the floor. Bless him. He's trying to plant them. The outline is now all fully completed. I'm hoping that the next one should be a lot faster because I've now learned how it functions. You see, what I'm looking out for is what I'm referring to as stealth bombers. Okay, that's the only way that I can actually build these things. So when I was a kid, my favorite aeroplane, I don't even know what it's called. I think it's got a fancy actual military name, but I just used to think that stealth bombers were like the coolest looking things in the world. And these remind me of stealth bombers. And if you look throughout the build, they're everywhere. There's stealth bombers everywhere. Okay, this is a build entirely constructed of stealth bombers. So I'm looking to create stealth bombers. And if I've got stealth bombers, then I know I'm on the right track. Now, I so wish I could make a time lapse of me building these, but unfortunately, I'm actually using my camera account to just double check that I'm not building things totally wrong, because as soon as you make a mistake on these, it compounds and then the whole thing's out of whack. But goodness me, when we fly around this place, this looks so wild. This looks totally nuts. Look at this place. It's enormous. I mean, it's also going to be really cool having Iskal's base as well, just on the horizon. Just 2 enormous structures just dominating the landscape. I also love how absolutely tiny my hobbit hole now looks. It honestly looks like a joke. Anyway, so it begins. Tower number 2 of the diagonals. Once we finish this, we'll be halfway done on the diagonals, which means that we are 3/4 of the way done in total. I have not recorded a clip in 3 hours, which is a bit strange to me, so I thought I'd just check in and say hi. I'm still working on this. We've also just totally run out of sand. So that is 3 double chests of sand used so far for this project. And I haven't even finished the outside frameworks. And just so you know, I'm not getting all the sand from the desert next to my base. I will eventually do another big hoard. But for now, here's the situation. We have got that next tower all constructed as well. So that's 2 of the diagonals done. And we've got 6 towers in total. Everything is coming together really quite nicely. I was pretty tired after building up that one, so I thought I'd just go off to bed. Clearly, I was so tired that I left my Minecraft account logged in, and I died. I got shot by a skeleton. Now you may be wondering how come you're still in all of your fancy equipment. It's because Grian came along and he saved all my gear, chucked it into a chest, and made sure that none of it despawned, which I really, really appreciate, because if I had lost this gear, probably would have cried. Yeah, I would have been very, very upset. I don't fancy getting this stuff again. So I feel like maybe I should respond to his messages, you know, and just let him know that I appreciate him, because I know that, you know, he's been missing me a little bit. Thank goodness. I've been secretly panicking over the past couple of days because I totally thought I'd lost this. I haven't been able to find it anywhere. Totally forgot I came to this shop. And by the way, how could I forget that? This shop's awesome. It's the coolest system for a shop ever. Anyway, I think I've got my care package sorted for Grian. So it's a shulker box called Appreciate Ya. It's got some anvils, because I know that he needs anvils, and also some rockets of reunion, because we've been reunited in our friendship, and also a diamond block to my old chum. Right, let's get this sorted in one of these minecart chests then. And obviously it has to be a totally new minecart chest, because I kind of want to just see how many minecart chests eventually pile up in here. Go forth and bring great happiness to the cod-headed man. Beautiful. Brings a tear to the eye, that does. It is now the final morning. We have got 12 hours left. It is currently 8 o'clock in the morning. This video releases at 8 o'clock at night, so we've got 12 hours to make as much progress as we possibly can. And the first thing that we're going to have to do to get this ball rolling is a little bit of resource gathering, which is kind of not something that I expected to have to do, especially considering we haven't even filled them in. I did not expect to have to do more resource gathering just on the outlines of these things, but I guess they do use a lot of concrete. Which, by the way, on the Hermit Challenges front, I have totally completed the challenge. As you can see from the statistics right here, I have so far placed 15,000 light grey concrete. At the start of this episode, it was 4,000, so I've placed 15,000, but also I've placed nearly 15,000 light grey concrete powder as well, because obviously that needs to be placed so that I can actually get this. So I've placed around about, you know, 20,000 blocks in today's episode so far. Still not finished. I also appreciate the fact that my third most used item is shears with 18,000 uses. 18,000 bushes cut down. I mean, I knew that jungle was dense with foliage, but I didn't realize it was that dense with foliage. Oh, this could be a problem. This could be a problem. I've fallen into the wrong part of the system. No, no, no! Oh gosh! I've been killed by Iskal's gold farm. Oh dear. Double oh dear. Because, well, Iskal is very, very kind to the server performance, and he drops all non-stackable items out into lava. Tears in my eyes a little bit, which means that the majority of my armor and all of my tools, and quite a few shulker boxes of sand and light grey concrete that I was carrying on me, that I thought in my head maybe I shouldn't carry these, maybe I should put them in a chest.
Impressive.
I didn't do that, and now they're gone.
Choose a talent. I'm going to.
No. Now I mean, it could have been worse, okay, because my elite shirt and my leggings and one shulker box of sand did manage to blast outside of the dying chamber and land on the edge, so I was able to pick those up. But other than that, yeah, I kind of have to start from fresh, so I have to get good again. Which is fine. It's fine. And I want to make it very clear, this is totally my fault. Nothing to do with this scout. This was not him. This is all me being a total moron. A total moron. I'm so annoyed at myself. With that being said, the process of recovery has been made a lot easier by Iskal. Not only is his gold farm absolutely amazing, as you can see from my 54 levels here, but also, while I was repairing up my equipment, I was chatting with Iskal, and he felt so bad about what happened that he's come by and he's given me, well, just look at this. Like, seriously. I've probably got better gear now than I did before I died. And I've got a secret trick up my sleeve. I'm going to name all of my tools invulnerable to lava. I don't think actually it's not going to do anything, I don't think. But I mean, if I tell my tool that it's invulnerable to lava, maybe when it falls into lava, it will have the confidence to not burn up. Maybe. Let's face it, we are kitted out to the nines. Look at this. Right, that's some serious kit. This is some serious kit. That's some serious kit. You've got serious kit there. I mean, look at that. 7 enchantments on one tool and a wicked bow. I'm feeling positive. Anyway, let's get back to building, shall we? We now have 9 hours to go until this episode airs, and I think that should hopefully be just enough time for me to build the other 2 diagonals. So I've worked out where this thing needs to go, and now I need to just start chucking blocks in place. And by the way, I have no idea how this video is going to come together in the editing thing. I have not been focusing at all on actually recording clips. I've literally just been focusing on building. I don't even know how long the video is at this point in time. I have no idea. Well, these guys have come out of nowhere and they seem upset at me. I'm not entirely sure what to say here because I don't want to kill them, because then do I get the bad omen effect? That means that whenever I go by my villages, which I do quite often, they will then be raided. I don't fancy that. Why don't you just leave? Leave me alone. I'm destroying some of my hard-earned progress. I've built it wrong. That's frustrating. Hilariously, I'm about 10 blocks from finishing the final tower, but I ran out of hardened concrete and then fell off the edge. Didn't have any firework rockets, so I've had to come all the way here, get firework rockets, convert some concrete, and then we'll be done. Absolutely mega. Absolutely mega. And I've got to say, my new favourite view of the base now is from up here. Wow, that looks like something from a different planet. That looks like something from a different planet. And I am so pleased that I've been so meticulous with my measurements, because all of these things perfectly line up. They're all perfectly proportioned. They're all on the correct angles and in the correct places. I would cry. I would really cry if I found anything wrong. But everything has been checked to the T. Now I just needed a few extra blocks of sand so that I could finally craft up just this last set of grey concrete powder, and just being able to see this on the horizon, it looks so menacing. It's so massive. So with 1.5 inventories worth of light grey concrete, I'm ready to embark on the final outline of the tower. And this is one of the first ones that's actually a little bit problematic to start placing in, because it's a fairly dense jungle right here. And this is what 1 hour's worth of progress looks like. Doesn't look like a lot, does it? No. And it's all about to disappear, because can you see? That side is higher than this side, and I cannot for the life of me work out how or why that has happened, but nothing seems to be lining up. Are these on the same... Yeah, they're on the same bearing. It doesn't... honestly, I'm lost on this one. Everything's skewed. This is what another hour of progress looks like. This hour has been a lot better. I've managed to find my rhythm a little bit more. We are making strong progress. The only thing that I can't help but notice is that I am almost out of light grey concrete, which is... Yeah, that's always quite a big hold up. It's always quite a big hold up. But I didn't let that stop me. We gathered the resources, and now here we are. I feel like I hadn't quite realised. I was just gonna finish it up. Right? I was kind of in the zone. I was totally in my mind. I'm listening to podcasts. You know, I'm cracking on. I hadn't quite realised how monumentous that moment was. Because that right there is the final block of our tower frames. And I would have blasted through it without even realising. And then just going up, oh, it's done. No, I feel like we need to mark that occasion. That needed to be shown on camera. Because... yeah, that's a big deal. I'm just going to make sure that I haven't forgotten anything. Just know how these things go. No, it all looks pretty fully constructed to me. It all looks pretty fully constructed to me. And this is my first time seeing the full thing. Whoa, that looks crazy. And I cannot wait. I mean, imagine this area now. Like, already it looks quite dramatic. Okay, and it does look dramatic. Imagine how dramatic it's going to look with an old, ancient, ruinous tower coming up through the center. And also when Isgal's tree is finished as well. Like, imagine how ridiculous this area is going to look. and when they're filled. I keep forgetting. This is like this isn't even their final form. This is not how they're going to be. All of them are going to be fully filled in with this. They're going to have the accents on them. So that in itself is going to look mad, and that in itself is a mega, mega, mega project. You see, I can't really remember the goal that I set myself at the start of this episode. I think I definitely wanted to get all of the frameworks done, and I thought that maybe I would be able to get the filling in done as well. But, I mean, I have spent